Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Behind the Mask podcast, episode 2. I just had a big conversation with the one and only Tristan Abstract Bhikam, a player for EC, winner of NSL Nations Cup, winner of NSL Globals 2024. He just won two S-tier events in NSL in 1 year time. He's only playing for 2 years. It's insane. We had a big conversation about everything. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to know more, if you want to stay tuned for the episodes, make sure you click on the follow button on YouTube or Spotify. And of course, make sure you have the notifications on because every Friday there will be a new drop, a new episode with a new guest. So, guys, I hope you are excited for this one. It was an amazing episode. So, guys, let's go into the episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Behind the Mask. We are on the second episode already. Today, I have a special guest, the one and only Tristan Abstract. Tristan, how are you today?
Going on, bro? I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm very good, man. I had
Good.
a beautiful day. It wasn't the most shiny day, but still, it was a beautiful day. Today, I'm sitting down with you. We can have a chat about everything.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I'm excited, man. I had I had a big blast the first one, and I'm more excited for the next one. So
Means a lot,
Tristan,
man.
I'm gonna start with the very first question.
Okay.
Um, Explain to the listeners and to the viewers, who are you exactly?
I am Tristan Bhikam. My last name is Bhikam. Some people know me as Abstract. I'm someone who values family, values friendship, um, play hard. When I commit to something, I really do it. Um, it's weird, like talking about like who am I, you know? It's
Yeah,
just like,
it's always difficult because you know who you are, I know who you are, but the listeners don't always know who is the guy on the podcast.
yeah. If you
Let
don't
me
know if you don't know me, and if you're someone just tuning in and you don't know who I am, I'm an airsoft player who plays for East Coast Energy. I'm one of the captains for East Coast Energy. I also play on the Team USA roster. This was my second season playing with them. Last year they had their first team ever. So I had the opportunity to play with them and kind of rock with those guys. Um, and yeah, I'm here because I play airsoft.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
First of all, maybe not everyone knows where you're tuning in from.
I am tuning in from the United States, Rhode Island specifically.
Okay, what's the time right now over there?
2:20, 2:20
2
p.m.
oh 2:20 p.m.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
from
some people in Europe, it's like 14,
yeah,
20 or
1420. Yeah, we
yeah.
always count with we just count up. We don't switch to EM, PM. Right now here
Ooh, that's
it's
smart.
yeah, it's a little bit easier because the
Yeah.
first thing what I noticed going to the US, it's I always switch my clock, but
Yep.
I was like, are we that late? And then I was like, oh no, we have the AM and the PM, right? So I
Yeah.
completely was off the card.
Yeah.
So I
It doesn't
wa
really make a lot of sense.
no,
Like,
it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is, man. It is what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Um, Tristan, as you say, your name is Tristan Bickham, but you are going for the name Abstract. Where
Yeah.
is this name coming from?
So for those who have known me for a while, um, I started making like music and I was like into arts and stuff like that growing up. And I just chose the name Abstract. It was the name I used. I was like making beats and stuff and I used to like write music and that was just the name I chose. Um
Okay.
so I've had that name for since I was like 16. I would like call myself that or like use that for like beats and stuff and then we made East Coast Energy and I was like I'll just use the same name, I guess.
It's catchy, man. It has a catch from it, and I have to say, if you would ever know my first name, you would say Musha. What? I
What was your
my
first name?
my first name was still Musha, but we had like a longer version. It was
Okay.
Mushmaramara.
We should.
But I get lost of the last Maramaras because it was too long to print on the jersey. So I was like, Mushe is okay. So
Moosh. I just go by
Moosh.
Moosh.
Yeah, I know, man. Everyone is it's so funny to hear guys in the US saying my name. And I know when I'm saying my personal name, it's way easier for you guys,
Yeah.
But it's just nice for me just hearing you guys say my name on every different way.
Yeah.
It's so funny for me. Like
I bet.
the first event I went to US, I heard so many names. It was insane. I
Yeah.
even heard like Mitsubishi. I was like, come on, where does this come from? So yeah, it has a catch. Like your name, it has a catch, and
Yeah,
it
Moosh
has a
is definitely
meaning.
catchy. Yeah.
And like your name, it has a meaning, and that is
Yeah.
something what I really love about it. Like, don't just choose a name you saw somewhere or you just like it because it's nice. It for me, like the number two, where you are playing with it, it needs a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Don't just take a number where you're gonna play with because this will say who you are.
Yep.
Everyone knows you as Abstract 04.
Yep.
So it's your thing, and everyone knows if you say abstract, it's abstract from ECE from the United States.
Yeah.
As you know, Tristan, I will go by Tristan.
That's fine. I prefer, so honestly, like it's still weird hearing people call me abstract, you know?
Yeah,
Because abstract was just a name I used for like music, and like only certain people who like I made music with called me abstract. Like to hear like the majority of people I'm around now or like players call me that, it's like still kind of weird to me.
it's the funny thing is the people you know for a long time will call you by your personal name, but the
Yeah.
people you met right now are calling
Yeah.
you abstract.
Yeah, which is fair, you know?
Yeah,
Because I'm the guy behind the mask, you know?
the guy behind the mask, of
You know?
course.
There we
Okay,
go.
here we go, man. Okay, first things first. I want to know, Tristan, how did you get into airsoft, man? How? Tell me.
So in September of 2021, me and Red brought my nephew to play airsoft. And I'll call him TJ for the sake of conversation. Um, but me and TJ brought my nephew because we used to see like we seen like a few clips and stuff like online, and we didn't like really look too much into it. And then we brought my nephew for his birthday, and we had a lot of fun. We were like, yo, this is like playing a video game in real life, you
Yeah,
know? And then we started looking up more videos, and we were like, yo, this is like a whole world of people who are like really playing airsoft. We couldn't believe it, you know? Because like everybody hears the name airsoft, or like you may hear it in like passing or conversation, and you don't really kind of know what it is. And like we were the same way. And we like searched up more videos, and we were like, yo, this is like people are like doing like military like training with this stuff. We were like,
yeah,
this is insane. And then we were just like lost on YouTube, just watching a whole bunch of videos and then just going deeper into like the like YouTube channels and stuff. And then we came across Speedsoft, and that instantly like caught our attention because he used to play sports growing up. I played a lot of sports growing up. Um, and I'm very competitive. So
that's
it was just
important.
yeah, so it just stuck out to me. And then I found it from like I think like the majority of players is you see like SYG videos
Yeah.
and like SpeedQB, and that's pretty much like the general way. You know, they were like the grandfathers of
And Tristan, I'm gonna
sport.
jump in right there. We talked about it the last episode with Fava, and I was very honest about it. Like, Dimu was like a big, I'm gonna say, president in this. He did a very well job.
Yeah,
And like I told Fava last time, and I'm gonna say to you too, like in USA, I can imagine it was even having a bigger impact than here in Europe.
yeah,
And him just making the videos, just seeing what he was doing, traveling to Europe, even going to a DreamHack back in time. I wasn't still
Yeah.
at that time. I didn't play, so I'm still devastated. I never saw this. But on the end, that's how we all connected with each other just by watching YouTube. And like you say, everyone knows airsoft.
Yep.
What is airsoft? It's just playing military like little kids, but it
Yep.
has so many categories and subcategories. Like you have the target shooting, you have the speed soft, you have the CKB. Then you have so many things you can do, but on the end, for young people, it always goes to Speedsoft, like for
Yeah.
you.
Always.
So
Yeah.
the Speedsoft, you started watching the YouTube videos, you fell in love, like everyone.
Yeah, I
How
was
does it go further?
we were watching those and we were like, all right, so this is like an actual sport. There's like teams. We can actually like kind of get into this. We were like, yo, we got to find more people who play. We're like, we got to find guys that want to do this. And we only played once, you know, and we were like
Okay.
automatically we got like addicted. We're like, we got to find people. We should like build a field. You know, we got to like train somewhere. We were just like thinking of like so far ahead. We were like, yo, we should just make a name for a team and all this stuff. Um, and then we found NSL Nations Cup,
Yeah.
and we
Okay.
watched the 2022 nation.
The very first event?
I believe so. It was the
Yeah.
nations. I think it was the first Nations Cup. I'm not sure.
I think so. I think so because for you guys it was already the second time,
Yeah, yeah,
and the first year they did it were only with like 6 teams. It was the
yep,
very beginning,
yeah,
only the European teams. Baby
yep,
Goat was checking to come over
yep.
with a team. It didn't happen, but still he came over. He had a blast. He saw what everything was going on, and yeah, there the USA NSL was born.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, shout out Adam. You
Yeah,
know,
he,
he
he's he's
without him, man,
doing.
it wouldn't be possible. You
Yeah,
know, coming all the way out here. So big shout
uh,
out to Adam. Seriously.
he's
Um,
he's he is really a big coach for USA, man.
yeah, he's a pillar in American speed soft for sure. At
Yeah,
least for like the NSL. Speaking. You know.
yeah, but
But
even in general, NSL doesn't matter. Speedsoft in general, he's
yeah.
the first time I came over in Sacramento. I saw him the first time Nations Cup. I didn't
Hmm.
spoke with him or had a chat that much, but I came over. Of course, we always send on Instagram DMs and this and that, but it's always different if you meet someone in real life.
Yeah, for sure.
And I landed directly on the airport. His wife, Nikki,
Yep.
picked me up, brought me to their house, and the hospitality was insane.
Yeah.
He's really a good person.
Yes.
Really, just he's the
Yeah.
goat.
No, he
He's
is.
really a
Yeah.
goat.
Him and his wife are amazing.
So
They're
amazing
such good
people.
people. They
Yeah.
really are. Yeah. But
So
the Nations Cup was the first thing we watched of NSL, and we were like, all right, this is it. We were
this is
like,
it.
we found it. We were like, this is it. We were like, we're sending each other videos. We're like, yo, you seen this? We're like, bro, they play as like country teams. We're like, like where have we been? We're like, what is going on? There's like so much happening right now. And then DJ found Extreme Airsoft,
Okay.
and he started working there. Um, and he actually went to like one of the first. I think he went to EA Fest. I'm not sure. He went to something, and SYG was there. And it was like really quick, and they like put him in a video.
Okay.
He was like one of the last people talking in one of the videos, and we were only in it for like 2 months, or like not like playing, but like just like in observing
Yeah.
for like 2 months, and like they put him in a video, and we were like freaking out. We were like, "Yo, they put you in a video, bro."
You're
We were
in
like,
that video,
we were like,
man.
yeah. He
Yeah,
like
for
sent it
real.
to me. He like sent it to me. He was like, "Yo, skip to this part," and I skipped all the way. I'm like, "How the hell did you get into a SYG video?" I'm like, "Yo, that's cool as hell." And then
It's insane.
yeah, we just got deeper into Extreme Airsoft, and then we worked there as refs, and then we met the original 5 players that would create ECE, and then we made ECE in October of 2022, like a full
Okay.
year after.
Yeah. So first it all started with observing and
Yeah.
watching, and then you fell in love with the Nations Cup.
Yeah.
And actually, it's for me, it's very nice to hear this because I'm already longer in the league in Europe, of course. I saw still the Speed KB. I saw the crossover to NSL,
Mm.
and it's nice to see a person like you. You developed so damn much in only 2 years.
Yeah.
What is crazy, but it's all hard work, and I can
Yeah.
say it's all damn hard work.
Yeah.
But seeing you starting from watching Nations Cup to playing two-time Nations Cup and won the last one,
Yeah.
damn, mad respect, man, mad
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. It was like it was a real full circle moment for me, winning that event, with everyone there. And like I cried after we won,
I can imagine, man.
it was just so much work that went into it, and it was like it was a dream at first, and to be in that position to get the opportunity, like actually execute, was just like it was overwhelming, you know.
Yeah, and just knowing like we all have the how I need to say it, like all the Europe teams, we know training in Europe is a little bit easier than training in USA because you guys have the East and the West Coast.
Yep.
And guys, I can assure you, going from East to West isn't so close. It's very far away from each other, so
Yeah.
it's not that easy.
United
And
States is a
yeah,
big country.
it's a big country.
Yeah. If you were to drive from the East Coast to the West Coast, it would take you days.
Days?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
how long would it take? Tell me.
bro, we could look it up right now.
Look it up for me. Then I can say you, like for you guys, you drive like one day going from west to east, but in Europe, we'll cross like 5 countries and see all the
Yeah.
different types of cultures. So that's the big difference in Europe, right?
Yeah, it
So
is. So like to if you did nonstop driving, like you took no breaks, you had enough people helping you, you
yeah.
can get there in 2 days.
Oh damn.
And then anytime like so it takes about 48 hours to get there
Okay.
on average. That's
To
what
be
I'm seeing.
honest, I never drove that long. I know for
Neither have I.
to be honest, going to Spain, I went once to Spain. It was like 14 hours driving, and it was, bro,
Yeah. It
just
takes
put me on a plane, man.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. It takes so like I went to college in Florida, which is the almost as southern as you can get in
Yeah,
America, unless you're like in Texas or California.
yeah.
But to drive from Florida to where I'm at, it takes about 20 something hour, like 24 hours,
Oh,
22 hours
it's
to
insane.
drive just to go north to south or south to
But
north.
if I can be honest, like what I noticed when I was in USA, we were talking about the differences between Europe and USA was the biggest difference in US and Europe is in Europe we have like big train rails. We have all connections. Even if you would go from Belgium to Spain, you could easily take the train and get there without any problems. And
Yep.
then I saw the railroads of USA. It's much less. Only like one rail going from east to west, and that's it. Well,
Yeah.
and Belgium, it all goes to sub rails and going to there, to there, to there. And still, I can say you one thing: they are never in time.
No,
But that you have to take with it. I
no. It's
think
like
you
that in the
experience.
US too.
Yeah, I think you experienced already the train stations in
Yeah.
Europe, right?
Yeah. I like taking the train there. I feel like your train there is a little bit better than the United States. This is
Okay.
like it's quieter inside. People are more respectful in Europe, you know.
Uh,
It's
it's all to see which country you are, of course, and
yeah,
which
true.
people are in on the train, of course. I
Yeah.
can say
It's
if you maybe take a train in a weekday with all the working people going to their office and going to the
yep.
city, with all the kids going to school,
Yeah.
I'm happy I have my driver's license.
It's cleaner though. Like the train stations in Europe are cleaner. Like that's what I mean. Like overall, like they take care of things a lot better than I
Yeah.
feel like Americans do. We just throw trash everywhere. And just like it's just dirty.
The thing is
Like
like,
the subway smells like homeless people and like you
oh,
like piss. You
oh
know,
no,
it's like
nah. You can, hey, it can happen in Belgium too. You have to be on the right sides, of course, but
Yeah,
we have that here too, but
yeah,
not that much, of course.
yeah,
No, but I have to say the trains here they are really stimulating us to take the train and drive less with our cars. That's the
yeah.
thing. But
That's good though.
still, we are overcrowded everywhere.
Yeah,
Everyone knows it's difficult. It's helpful, but on the end, it's we have to solve the bigger problem. But that is something we can't solve.
yeah.
So, but yeah. Okay, so Tristan, you made the team EC. Let me talk a little bit about EC. So EC has three captains, right?
Four.
Four. Okay, tell me.
It's me, myself, Hollywood,
Yeah,
Bread,
yeah,
and Zeus.
yeah. Of course, yeah. I forgot Hollywood. Okay, so
Damn.
sorry Hollywood. Sorry, man.
I can't wait till he sees this, bro.
No, so actually, to be honest, ruling a team with four guys, how is it? Is it easier
Sometimes.
sometimes?
Yeah.
Like, does everyone have their task, or is it more like we go
Yeah.
with the flow and we jump in where needed?
Yeah, we all take the same responsibility of the fact that you're a captain and you're supposed to uphold a certain level of responsibility
Yeah.
like for the team itself. But I would say the captains kind of dabble in like different things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Nick and TJ are really good with like sponsors and talking to businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and doing like the logistics sides of the team. More specifically, when it comes to the actual team itself, like planning and stuff, TJ is really like hands on with that kind of stuff. Um, and then when it comes to like gameplay, noticing certain players need specific kind of training, watching
Yeah.
footage, relaying the footage information back to everyone else. Um, Me and Hollywood kind of take over
Okay.
certain areas of that.
And I think, to be honest, I like this way because you have four guys, 4 men strong. Like for me and my own team, I'm doing it all by myself.
Yep.
I'm the captain, I'm the coach. Of course, I always have like help from other guys, but having a 4 man strong, it's so much easier. Like you say, TJ, Zeus are doing just making sure of sponsors, maybe trainings, booking
Yep.
everything in, jerseys, all this kind of all the external parts,
Yep.
but all the internal parts, so airsoft related, is focused by two guys. And how is it? Because for me, it's easier if I have a way. I'm like, we are going this way, but you are doing it with Hollywood.
Yeah.
Does it crash sometimes?
Sometimes, but like TJ and Zeus also like help as well.
Yeah,
Like we'll make everyone is making plays and
yeah,
like everyone is paying attention. And it's not like they're not doing those things. Um, because there'd be times where like I'll help TJ with certain things when it comes to the team, or sometimes Hollywood might. Um, and like we're all making like our own, we're all like always thinking about airsoft and thinking about plays. It just helps to have four people because when you want to make a decision, then you have four different perspectives
yeah,
on what should happen, and then we can kind of debate on what is the best option.
yeah.
Whether
I
it's like on the field or for practice, or for sponsors or whatever it is, we all kind of join brains based on the
just
information we all have.
Yeah, just knowing you have like the four perspectives of every each personality, because
Yeah.
everyone has a certain personality.
Yep.
Like I know you as like the calmer person, and I know TJ like the hype up man. I know when
Yeah.
you are getting the points, you're also the hype up, but you're the more quiet one.
Yeah.
And TJ is like the big hype up man.
Yeah.
And
He's in he's
that's
he's in your face about it.
yeah, of
He'll
course.
let you know. He'll
He
let you
lets you
know.
know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I speak more with the game.
yeah, just
I'll
with
let
the things you are doing.
yeah, I'll let the game speak for itself.
Yeah, you're fixing problems on the field, not outside the field, not with
Yep.
your mouth, just with your actions.
Yes.
We will see. Okay, so you guys started the team. You started grinding, and then I think it was the year NSL went to USA.
Yep.
So Then it was a different season, right? So you had the opportunity to travel to all different states, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about this, because for us it's more always going to Real Strike. Sometimes we had a year going to Spain, but for you guys you did like 5 events.
There was 3 events, and then the championship was in Rhode Island.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about this because I want to know how you guys experienced this, like a first year team, having just learning a game because it was a new format. It was very brand new in USA too.
Yeah.
So just traveling, acting on different situations and just learning the whole format. Tell me about it. How was it?
Yeah. The NSL came to the US, and we wanted to do the NSL more than other leagues, only because of like the rule set
No.
and how the game was played. It just seemed more complex. Um, and we thought if we were going to jump into this and try to get good fast, we should probably do the harder league first.
No.
And that's not saying that Speed QB or like CSL doesn't challenge players. Um, for our play style and for what we wanted to get out of the sport, for us, we just thought NSL was better for our team.
Okay.
Um, so we went into training and like doing everything we could, and we thought we like had it all figured out. You know, we thought we were solid, and then
Okay.
the team traveled to Indiana,
The,
state in the United States, and that was the first NSL event.
on
Um,
air bunkers?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
at the
So
air
way
bunkers in the turf.
different.
Yeah, I didn't play at that event. I had to work, so they
Oh,
all went, and I was just watching them. And
excuses.
then, yeah, excuses. And then, they went and we placed like 11th place. It was like we
Okay.
went like
It
it
was
was
like
bad.
a hard slap in the face, but
Yeah,
the right
yeah,
slap. So
we
wake
needed
up.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
we
course.
needed that.
So
We
how you ended 11th? How
Somewhere around
many
there.
guys
Yeah,
were over there?
I think at the time we had a 12-man roster.
Okay, still strong.
I think 9 or 10 went.
Okay, nice.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
I have to say, like I heard a lot of stories about Shot Zone, the very first event, and it was like a very humid place too. Also, the turf. USA players are more used to playing on concrete,
Yep.
not the wet turf. It's more getting a problem with your masks too, with the fogging, with all the humid inside the wet field, everything.
Yep.
When it's cold and the field is wet, it's getting colder.
Yeah.
So I heard a lot of stories,
Yeah.
but I think like it was good for you guys for a new team to get the biggest slap in your face and wake
Yeah.
up to work harder.
Yeah.
So
It was good that I'm really glad the first event went bad. You know, I think a lot of people when they do anything new or, whatever it is that they decide to try, they just expect to be the best
yeah,
instantly, but you have to go through those losses.
yeah.
You have to you have to be willing to lose and then learn from it. And I think that's the best thing that happened because we had all the footage that we could just like study and figure out what went wrong, you know,
Mhm.
and then just build from there.
Okay, that's a very important thing. Maybe new players wouldn't do yet is watching film. By
Yeah.
watching film, you will learn a lot. Even if you are not playing, you're just going to an event and just watching the players play, see how they react in different situations. It's all by, I call it stealing with your eyes.
Yeah.
You are watching, but when you are watching, you are seeing what the person is doing, how he is reacting, um, and what type of situations he's going to do this or that.
Yep.
It's all stealing with your eyes.
Yeah. That's important. Watching footage is important, man. And
It's very
I think
important.
that's what helped us when we first started, or me specifically, is because I didn't play airsoft for the first year at Extreme. Um, I worked there and I was a ref.
Okay.
So I was just refing all the skirmish games or the public games.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was refing the tournaments. So I was watching all these games happen in front of me, and then
Okay.
just like studying. So I was stealing with my eyes for a whole
Yeah.
year, and then watching all as much NSL as I could watch for an
Yeah.
entire year, and then just like I was like, all right, I think we could do this. Like I noticed what this player does. I kind of understand the job of like a Dorito player or a Snake player, and just kind of like understanding like the call outs and
And that's the thing you already said too. Like NSL is very um, interesting game, complex game.
yeah,
It's not a standard 5v5 team deathmatch, getting a flag and touching the wall. It's really defending, offending. You need to get the flag.
yeah,
You have 30 seconds. What you going to do with the 30 seconds? You have a
yep,
buzzer, three
mhm,
seconds. What are you going to do? You have penalties. You have this year we had stronger penalties.
yep,
What was a very good decision, in my
yeah,
opinion.
I agree.
Um, but it's all the information we have, all the rules, everything all together makes it so complex. But that is what is making it so nice
Yeah,
and challenging for the players. Like you can you can't just get on the field playing NSL and be the best. If you
yeah,
have a bad aim, but you know the game, you know the rules, you will play way better than a guy who have like one balls
yeah,
because you know and you understand the game, and that's the whole thing about the NSL. It's
yeah,
understanding the game.
yeah.
So
We always say that for the team. Like playing in the NSL or like playing airsoft, like 30% of it maybe is like shooting your gun,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's 50. We can say it's 30% shooting your gun, and 70% is all in your head. It's all about
Yeah,
tactics. It's all about knowing what the team's going to do. It's knowing the time because time is very important.
yeah,
And I noticed like I'm used to playing the 15 minutes, you too, but on
yep,
the East Conference, it was also 10 minutes
yep,
and it's way different. The
yeah,
5 minutes less is so damn hard. It are completely different games you're going to play.
yeah.
So
It's very different. We I enjoy the 15 minutes more.
yeah.
Um, because then I think a lot of players who aren't as like physically capable
Hmm.
when they hit 10 minutes, those last 5 minutes feel like another 10 minutes to them,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's one thing. I watch a lot of paintball too.
Yeah.
Like you watch paintball too? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I studied the most.
Yeah, me too. It's like the the father of Speedsoft.
Yep, it is.
It's not completely same, but all the fundamentals, all the game sense kinda is similar to Speedsoft.
Yeah.
And one thing, what happened this year was Red Legion. Red Legion was struggling for years.
Yep.
They had a new setup, starting five, but everyone knows Red Legion is training like maniacs. They are
Yeah.
5 times a week on the field for
Yeah.
4 hours or more, training physically, training power, training endurance, training snapshots, training drills, everything.
Yep.
And the biggest thing they changed this year, if you watch all the statistics, they played so many damn points. It's insane.
Yeah.
Every game they played, they were over 7 points, mercy rule or not, always
Yeah.
fast games, making sure you are putting them in a corner of are you healthy enough
Hmm?
or not?
Yep.
And that's the way of playing, changing your tactics.
Yeah.
Like even in
Important.
NSL, it's very important. You have to be in good shape.
Yeah.
If you are not, it will struggle. At one point, you will notice like you will not improve more.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about you, Tristan. So first event, shot zone, you weren't there, excuses.
Yeah.
No, so you had a hard slap in the face.
Yeah.
Next event, where was the next event?
Tampa, Florida,
Okay,
with the Tampa. That
so
was the first event, first NSL event I played in. It was February of 2023.
okay,
Um, that one was a lot of fun because we got to travel with like the original players that made the team, and we were all
Okay.
together for the first time. Um, and then just going to Florida was like great. You know, the weather in Florida is hot. You know,
Yeah.
I went to college in Florida, so I felt
Yeah.
like I was back at home.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
and it was just good vibes. You know, we finished that event at fourth.
Okay,
Um,
so already a big improvement.
yes,
And so four place, 11 place, four place, big improvement.
yeah,
You did the work that was needed to do.
yep,
Then we go over to the third event.
yep.
Third event was where?
In Rhode Island,
Okay,
it
that
was at
was at
Extreme.
your, yeah, okay, at Extreme. Was still like, it wasn't the US Championships, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, okay. So home field, what happened?
We went first place. We got first place at that event, and we were undefeated.
Okay, you set the point right.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. It's always a big thing. Knowing, I can say it like this. I used to before airsoft, I was a BMX racer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I
no
did
way.
it. I did it like 7 years, but we always had our home track. We call it a track,
Yep,
and there it's different because you have different jumps, different turns, different start gates, and
yep,
we always knew, like knowing we are doing a competition on our track is a big advantage.
yeah,
And Speedsoft, NSL, it's two. And it's not about the field. It's all about the support and all about the more the more fire you have in you to fight for your people, your home
yeah,
field.
yeah.
It's all about the
Absolutely.
fire in your eyes. It's
Yeah,
just knowing it's our field. We're gonna set the point right,
yeah,
and that's what you guy did.
yeah. The big difference from Tampa to Rhode Island was we lost Tampa because we were getting like early buzzers and
Yeah.
like our pit wasn't organized off the
Okay.
field. Um, we felt like we played fine in Tampa on the field, but when it came to like all the stuff off the field, it just was not going well. So we knew that if we can not make the same mistakes off the field in Rhode Island, then we would be in a better position
Yeah.
for that event.
So you definitely switched your game. And if you can say one thing you changed from Tampa to Rhode Island, what was it? What did you guys change?
Organization.
Pure organization.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and you know it too, you already went over to Real Strike for the Pro Series, only with a few people, but you always make sure you have guys helping you in the pit.
Yep.
And knowing you have guys in the pit doing the mag refills, doing helping you with air fills, or
Yep.
just helping you with saying, this team was doing the breakout like this, like this, like this.
Yep.
It's so a big advantage you will have, and it puts less pressure on the people on the field. The people on the field can definitely just focus on the game, take a mag, go to the meeting.
Yep.
What just happened? What do we need to change? And
Yeah.
all the rest is for people who has nothing to do on the field, but is there to help you. And they will shut their mouth and will just do their job. And you are so thankful for them, because I
Yeah.
said it a couple of times. The last two Pro Series and even the Globals, we always make sure we have a good pit crew,
You
because
have to.
this is mandatory.
Yeah. It's very, very important. Like having somebody who's checking air, making
Mm-hmm.
sure you have enough air in your tanks, where there has to be a spot for empty mags. What's the spot for filled mags?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have backup tracers, backup tanks, backup guns, um, tank tools to change your PSI
Yeah.
if needed, like when you're about a chrono, like everything. Who's watching where the flag is?
Yeah.
Who's watching the breakout? Who's watching the time? Like very
And
important.
even just sometimes in the heat of the moment, you get a penalty. There's something happening. Like I had it on globals. I'm trying to find the situation. Kinda. It was there was something wrong with my gun. I don't know anymore what was wrong with my gun, but there was something wrong, and I needed to change something. I was waiting on the field because there was a call to be made. So I'm the captain. I stay on the field.
Yep.
I handed my gun over to one of my teammates. I said to him, like, do this. It needs to be fixed. I came to the dead tunnel. I came to our spot. And then it wasn't fixed yet. So I was completely out of my focus. I still needed, then I'm the guy like, come on, give it to me. Shut up, go away. I will
Yep. Yep.
fix it. But the thing was, we had a penalty. And I was on the field waiting for the penalty. I knew we had a penalty. I went to my pit. I knew I had a penalty, but then the situation came like, Mushu, your gun is not working. Damn. Focus is gone. Fix
Yep.
the gun. You go on the field, start with 5. You have to play with 4. We do the flag hang. We do the flag hang. We watch. Oh, damn. We are with 5. Damn.
Uh,
That's the thing. Like in some heat of moments, having a pit crew, just them knowing, okay, guys, hey, you have a penalty just on the breakout wall. After feed, they have to shut up.
yep.
But still, before they see we have too much players over there. Hey, Musha or Tristan, hey, you have to play with 4.
Yep.
Then you know, okay, oh yeah, it's true.
Yep.
But that's the thing. Having a pit crew is so nice. It's
Yeah.
so it relieves so much stress off your body. You
Yeah.
can just focus on the game.
Yeah. No, it is very important.
So, Tristan, you guys won your first event
Yeah.
on your home field.
Yeah.
Then what was next?
It was the championship at Rhode Island again.
Oh, okay. So there was also but you guys didn't play the event in Sacramento then.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, no, no. We didn't.
Yeah, because
No,
I
no.
knew like US Championships was your first time going to SAC.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you played 3 out of the 4 events.
Yeah. My
You
apology. I
placed.
thought there was three, but it was because we didn't go to that one.
It doesn't matter, man. It's already a long
Excuses.
time. Excuses, excuses. So you played your first year. 3 out of 4 events.
Yep.
First one, 11th place. Second one, 4th place. Big improvement. Third one, 1st place. Home
Yeah.
field, you have that advantage. Of course, you know, you still, the job needs to be done,
Yep.
but you have that advantage. You go over to US Championships. All the teams come over. Tell me a little bit about the experience because I was really looking forward to that season, just knowing USA was then stronger. You guys had a lot of teams from from Tampa, from maybe Indiana, from Texas, where USA is bigger.
Yeah.
You have all the teams, but there was now they are more separate, all to their own format. Some people are like NSL is too complicated. Excuses. So yeah, but no, it was a big event. First US Championships in Rhode
Yeah.
Island
Yeah.
for NSL. Tell me about it.
That was our first time ever playing on a Friday.
Okay, so I
Um,
was a 3-day event.
yeah, it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it was the first time we played on Friday, and then that was the first event where all games were 15 minutes,
Okay,
so it was a big change.
yeah,
Friday we won the first game and then lost the two other two that we had. Um, and then Saturday we played better, and then Sunday we played better, a little bit better than
yeah.
Saturday.
It was
Just
like an improving weekend, starting
yeah,
bad but still coming back. It's
yeah,
and I have to say, events like these will get you the wins
yep,
because winning everything, losing nothing doesn't mean anything. You
right,
can be the strongest team, but holding this down, being the strongest team until the end is so damn hard.
yeah.
It's yeah,
You gotta as long as you're managing your penalties
yeah,
and the mistakes made on the field, then you'll be in a good spot for Sunday.
yeah, indeed. So you went over to Sunday. You had a hard time and hard time. You had some mistakes. Mistakes were made sure of there were no mistakes anymore. You
Yep.
went over to Sunday, and you guys played the finals against what was the team again?
Elite.
Elite, yeah. The young guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about it.
It was interesting. Um, it was our first like championship game we ever played. And then Elite was like they were a really like young,
Fast.
smart, fast, smart team.
That's-
So they had really good tactics. And then they also had Phantom from SYG playing with
Yeah.
them for that event. So then we had to deal with his experience as
Mm-hmm.
well. And he's been playing for a long time. He's a really good player. We were
Yeah.
like, all right, how are we gonna manage this team that we just like we every time we played Elite, it came down to like the last few seconds.
Yeah.
You know, we were like, all right, how are we gonna manage and like, contain certain players?
Yeah.
And especially for Phantom. We were like,
Yeah.
how are we gonna, do this? And then it just came down to watching footage.
Mm-hmm.
It just came down to seeing how they were playing throughout the weekend and then figuring out what kind of plays they were running, um, where they preferred to have the flag and why they preferred to have the flag there, and then just counter in
Yeah.
plays.
I have to say, when you go over to finals, quarterfinals, semifinals, and big finals, it all comes down to who is adapting the fastest.
Yep.
And it's all about watching the film. I know during a tournament, it's always difficult.
Yeah.
Like this year, I stopped watching games after we played. Like, for example, I play you guys, first
Yeah.
match of the weekend.
Yeah.
We go over to the next match. I will not watch the game we just played because we all are like, yeah, I want to see myself on the field. How did I do this and do that? But
Yep.
it doesn't matter. Fuck
No.
that.
Yep.
Go over to the next one. The last match doesn't matter. If you lost or win, it didn't matter. Go over to the next one. You have to prepare for the next one. You have
Yeah.
to adapt your game to the next one, not to the previous one. And that's something teams have to understand
Yeah.
and need to know for really improving
Yeah.
because it's all about who is adapting the fastest
Yeah. It's
and
also
just, yeah, reading the game.
Yeah, it's important to have players that are honest with themselves too.
Mm-hmm.
So like one thing that we stress is like if you mess up or if you do something wrong, like just keep it in mind. Don't, don't cry about it during the game. Don't make it ruin everybody else's focus, but just keep it in mind. And then after the game, we'll go to everyone and ask, you know, what did you see during the game? Where did you mess up? Is there anything you felt we could have done to help you in that situation?
Mm-hmm.
And then just go from there.
Don't bitch about the problem.
Yeah,
Search for
no.
the result out. Search to fix
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's something
Ne-
that's something we always say, especially like TJ is always like screaming it like after games or like just anything involving like we keep don't like stop talking about the problems, start talking about solutions.
yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like we all know, all speed softers and especially speed softers, even all airsofters are all bitches. I can bitch around everything. We can bitch over everything.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. Like I did a headshot. This that. Doesn't matter. I have
Yeah.
one rule in Hakai, and my guys know it very well because I'm very strict with it. If we come off the field and there is someone complaining about a player not taking his hit or complaining about another guy like you didn't do this or that, I say to them, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
First of all, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
If you don't come with solutions, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
If you continue bitching around, go to the bench.
Yep.
I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care who you are or what you can do. If you are here to bitch around, go
Yeah.
to the bench.
Yeah. We say the
I
same
don't
thing.
care.
Same thing.
And it's a very important thing because then you can just hold the focus the whole time.
Yep.
And there's no stress level rising where people are getting frustrated
Hmm.
and not focused anymore on the game.
Yeah.
Because then mistakes will be made.
Yes.
And that's the big thing.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's important. I hate that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
It's like after a game or after like a certain play, you go in the pit and you're just like bitching and moaning. It's like, bro, if no one's trying to hear that, like if
No.
you can complain the next round in the pit by yourself with the pit
Yeah.
crew. Like if it got into your head that much, like don't play the next round.
Yeah, just sit on the bench and bitch around it and just talk
Yeah,
to yourself, watch it and keep bitching about it.
yeah,
And you will play no more this weekend. You can
yeah,
choose.
yeah. No, seriously, we're the same way.
It's at one point you come to this and it really matters if you are focused or not. And playing the Pro Series, playing Nations Cup, playing globals,
Yep.
US championships, it all comes down who will stay the calmest.
Yes.
And I know I'm not the best one in this. I have sometimes, the thing is, even Fives knows this.
Yeah.
At every event, I will do once when I'm just like cracking, and then
Yeah.
it's done. It's
Yeah.
once an event, and then it's done.
Yeah.
But that's always my turning point. When I know this happened, it's okay. Like, hey, Mushe, calm down.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a problem. Okay, we have bigger problems to solve. We're gonna
Yeah.
fix them, not the small. Take the
Yeah.
big ones.
Yes.
So we are going over everything.
Yeah. A lot to
Okay,
talk about.
so you guys won the very first US championships. First
Yeah.
year of playing NSL, first year of being EC.
Yeah.
It's a huge goal you made, guys. To be
Yeah.
honest, USA that year, USA was very strong, and even the finals playing against Elite, knowing that Elite won twice or thrice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
They won the first two events. They
Yeah,
won Indiana and Tampa.
yeah, right. They were a strong team. It was all
Yeah, they were.
small kids. Like they were fast, they were flexible, everything,
Yep.
but they still had the game sense, and that's something that won their games.
Yep.
So EC going first year of NSL US Championships, first US Championships ever of NSL.
Yep.
You guys went over to the first globals.
Yep.
How many guys were you at that time?
I think we brought 10 with us.
Okay,
Or
still,
maybe maybe like less. I think it was like 8 or 9
okay,
actually.
but 8 to 9 is still like a good roster. I
Yeah.
always prefer minimum of 7.
Yep.
That's my minimum. Otherwise, when you get too much penalties, you will be you will be fucked at one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
Two of our players for that roster were still in middle school
oh
at the
yeah,
time. Yeah, it was like 13 years old and 14 years old,
okay.
and they got to play over there a little bit.
And how was the experience playing your first globals against the European teams? Of course, we know we all some guys will always say US and Europe are different. And I can assure you guys, US and Europe are different. In
Yep.
my opinion, the most thing I like about playing in US is just the determination of the teams,
Yeah.
what not all teams have in Europe. Like
Yeah.
teams in Europe are very strong and are really strict with their training and training really hard. Um, but at one point, they don't have that the determination like US teams have. They are
Yeah.
not as proud as the US teams.
Yeah.
They are not willing to put so much on the line as the US teams. So
Yeah.
there is a big difference.
Yeah.
So playing the first time with EC, you played already the Nations Cup, but with your own team, playing in
Yeah.
Europe against the strongest teams at that time
Yeah.
for globals.
Yeah.
Tell me.
It was interesting. Me, TJ, and Nick tried to prep our team for this mentally. That was like the biggest thing. Was that the play style in Europe is different.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be playing on turf for the first time. Field is bigger. The refs are a lot more strict. So
Mm-hmm.
there's like a lot of things that you have to keep in mind. Like you may think you're ready to play in Europe, and mentally you may want to, but when you get there, it's going to be very different. So be prepared for all those things because there's going to be a lot of emotions that happen.
Yeah.
So you got to be ready to like regulate them.
hmm it's on it's playing in Europe is on the hard level. We are really getting in your heads,
Yeah,
kinda, but on a different way. Not by overshooting, but just getting in your face.
yeah,
Like just playing with the rules. Like the what I noticed the most in USA this year is US teams, and I'm not talking about EC or Tacos. I'm talking about other teams. Less experienced teams do not know all the rules.
yeah,
In Europe, you have no team who doesn't know the rules
yeah. It's
as
true.
good as them. It's
Yeah,
insane. We at one time I was watching the stream and I like to jump over bunkers, but Fives doesn't allow me to just jump over without touching.
yeah,
It's funny because I was rewatching and I know the rules. I was just watching and everyone, I said to the guys, hey, watch this. And I was just pointing my finger and I was like, Mushe, first degree. I jumped over the bunker without touching, first degree.
yeah,
It's just knowing the rules and it's all about playing with rules a little
yep,
bit.
yeah,
Just getting them in a position where you can take the attack.
yeah.
So, okay,
It gets fun.
yeah, it's fun. If you at one time if you can play with just the rules and getting in their heads with this, they are
Yeah,
just flashing.
yeah. That's a big thing with Americans is
hmm
like the trash talking and like getting in your face stuff. Like big in America. We're
Yeah,
used to that.
that's
We're used to that kind of stuff.
that's the biggest thing I learned in US was just the trash talking.
Yep.
Like the very first event, I was lucky. There was no Belgian or Dutch guy, so Mushe could trash talk as much as he wanted because nobody understood me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just saying my thing, and at one time, Fives came up to me and he said, like, the ref thought you were trash talking. Fives, I don't know. Put the translator to me, maybe you will still not know. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Could have said
So
anything.
I didn't say anything. Musha
Right, right, right.
was
Yeah.
kind. I was
Right, right,
just
right.
motivating the player to get
Of
out.
course. Of course.
Yeah.
As always.
So you played globals and
Yeah.
you still did a very great job over there. You ended up
Yeah.
fourth.
Yeah, we got fourth place there.
Yeah.
Yeah, with everybody for their first time.
Yeah. It was the first time globals. This year was way better because we had more teams.
Yeah.
There was more diversity. But yeah, globals last year was like for some teams it was like Pro Series, or yeah, just European Championships
Yep.
plus one.
Yeah.
But for you guys, it was like the biggest training and experience because it was the first time as a team traveling over to Europe,
Yeah.
playing with your own team, managing the team, and also just fighting against one of the bests in Europe and still making up the fourth spot
Yep.
as a first year team
Yeah.
is a nice job, man. To
Yeah,
be
I
honest,
appreciate that. Thank you.
I said it already a couple of times to you too. The goals you already achieved as a second year and just a young team is insane. And
Yeah.
I always say to you, I admire what I admire the most about you is just the grind set, the grind mindset.
Yeah.
And it's not only you, it's a lot of guys on EC. And it's just very simple. If you want to achieve something, you have to work for it.
That's it.
That's the only thing. It
That's
doesn't
it.
come from just watching the stream and not doing anything. If you can watch the stream as many times as you want,
Yeah.
but if you are not taking actions and not working on yourself, you will not get the gold inside.
Yeah, no, it's true. And then you have to
So
believe it, you know?
yeah, you have to believe it,
You gotta
and
believe you could do it.
That's
like I always say you can't just believe it and then not do the work,
Mhm.
or you
You
can't do
have
the
to put in
work,
the work.
you can't just do the work and then not believe it. You have to do both.
You have to, and that's the thing what I was telling about the US teams, the determination.
Yep.
That's something teams need to work on, and
Yeah.
especially Europe teams. M- the Pro Series teams are more getting into it. They
Yeah.
are also with playing globals. They improved a lot and saw a lot playing against the US teams,
Yep.
because a US team is never backing down.
No.
Never. Doesn't matter what happens, they are never backing down.
Nope.
So first year playing, getting a first spot on the prelim, the series, getting the first US championship of the NSL ever. Going in your second year, being invited to the Pro Series.
Yeah.
How was the feeling?
I was crazy. We felt like it felt like we were doing something right, you
Yeah,
know? We were like even though we finished fourth, we were like that's like we should still be we're not ever happy to not get first, but we're at least doing something right.
yeah.
So this obviously you go back to the drawing board, figure out what went wrong. So
It was not like you ended your first year and it was like easy peasy. Next year, Pro Series, we're gonna kill everything.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
no,
like, guys, look up, look in,
yeah,
just go back to the drawing board and
yep,
get start working.
yeah. There's still work to do.
Yeah,
Um,
the job is
and
not
then
finished.
no, it never is. And we went into the pro series just taking the new experience. So now me, Nick and TJ played twice in Europe,
Hmm.
and then all of our guys played already. So we were like, you know what to expect. Um, Now it's just time to watch the footage and then figure out what it is that players need
Yeah.
to succeed.
So we go over to the first Pro Series event. Um, what was the roster? Then you had more luck with your roster, right? You had more guys on the team than the last time.
I don't know if we came with as many people as the last time for globals. I think it was less people this time for the first pro series.
I meant the third Pro Series when you were only with five guys.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, we came with 5 players. Yep.
Yeah. But the first Pro Series event, what was the roster? Seven, eight, nine?
Somewhere around there. It was like
Yeah.
7. I think
Okay.
it was 7. We got fourth at that event,
Yeah.
as well. So
I know.
we were like, so we were like, all right, at least we're consistent.
Yeah.
So at
And
least there's some consistency. So it's not terrible and
no,
it's not necessarily the most amazing thing, but at least we're consistent.
you're still consistent. You're showing a strong match, and it's like the same with my team. We never got gold, or never got second place, but every team knows when they stand up in front of us, they will have a very hard time.
Yeah,
It's
no, it's
just we
true.
have the consistency of playing strong, adapting fast, and sometimes it works, and sometimes we are beating it ourselves. That's
Yeah.
just the thing. And every team has this.
Yep.
And still, for your first Pro Series, you guys did a very great job being on third place,
Thank you.
fourth place. Even for us, it was a very hard first event. We lost our first two matches, and then I had to make a big chat with the guys. And then when the rule came in, like, guys, if you want to keep bitching around, just take your car, drive home. And I was
Yeah.
mad as hell. I was
Yeah.
mad as hell. Like, guys, for real, if you don't want to play on my way and you want to bitch around, take your car, drive back home. I don't want you here.
Yeah.
And then it's the turning point.
Yep.
And people need to experience this. Like you said, your very first event, you ended up the 11th spot. And the second event, when you experience like you need a pit crew, these are situations you need to experience to get better.
Yeah.
Because if
Have
you
to.
will not experience this, you will not know how to adapt, how to get better. So first Pro Series, you ended up on the fourth spot. You did a very consistent event over there.
Yeah.
We played two times against each other.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was always a hard time. Like just knowing the determination you guys had, it was never like, okay, we have them in their heads. No, it was always, okay, guys, expect there's something coming again and
Yeah.
again and
There's
again
always something
and
else we
again.
got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always, every time again, there's something coming.
Yeah.
But if you
Until the
have,
last second.
yeah, but that is what needs to be to win. That is
Yep.
the mindset you need to have to win. Otherwise, you
Yep.
can't win.
That's true.
So, second event, you guys couldn't make it
Yeah,
because
we
of,
didn't make the second event.
but yeah,
Just
it
like
was.
scheduling with players and then getting the proper funding to
Mhm.
fly out again. Just wasn't possible. So we were like, let's just save our money and plan properly for the third one.
Yeah, and you guys came to the third one with only five guys,
Yep.
um, and you guys showed who you are. You really showed who you are. And I have to say, like, even Terranize did it on globals, um, putting yourself to a position where you can only play with five guys, or you have always have to play with three pistols,
Yep.
or missing a key player, or missing this, or missing that. It's boosting yourself. You are getting the synergy, what is going to be insane
Yeah.
because you're always the same roster, the same rotation. It's always the same. And if you have the mindset like never backing down,
Yep.
always going for it, then you can do amazing things. And you guys
Yeah.
did a very amazing thing. Five guys strong, second place. So yeah,
Yeah. It was close, man. We only
it
lost
was
the
close.
finals by 1 point. We were so close.
It was
But
close.
to us, we were just happy to be there again
Yeah.
and just grateful for the opportunity to play. Even just getting 5 people out there, it was awesome. And
It's
then
just about showing EC is here, and it's not
yeah,
here just to be here, but it's here to show you something.
yeah, for sure.
So
We wanted to make a point that
yeah,
no matter who's on the field, that it's gonna be if they're in an ECE jersey, it's gonna be difficult to win.
yeah. Then you guys played Pro Series. You still had the East Conference. You guys competed in.
Yep.
How was it for the four captains? I'm gonna say, like, did you guys play much, or did you are very like, okay, no, I'm gonna let the less experienced guys play more, so they can get the experience they need to have to go over to Pro Series. How
Yeah,
did
we
you went into the East Conference?
Um, we tried to, so for us, it's a little different because the range of skill is a little different when you're playing in like an Eastern Conference than you are in like a Pro Series, which is how it should be. Um, so with that more flexibility with teams, then it allowed us to rotate other players in and get more experience and just kind of like gain more synergy.
Mm.
Um, against teams that we felt may have not had more experience than us. So it was easier to kind of throw those our players in to get that experience and prep them for their future on the team.
Yeah, but it's a good thing you guys have like um just to be honest, like for me, the only thing I'm playing is Pro Series. We can't play challengers, or I need to make a challengers team, but I don't want to because I already have a mad girlfriend who says I'm not home that much. Uh, sorry, I have to say fiance. Sorry, it's my
There
fiance.
we go. Yep.
Um,
Congrats, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. No, but it's really a big opportunity you guys have to put in your prospects, your new
Yep.
guys, your newbies, to earn the experience and earn the playing time.
Yeah.
Because still, on the end, the goal is to win. They have an opportunity to play and show themselves, but
Yep.
still, if they don't do their job good or they are not playing as well, they still can get benched. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Airsoft, a sport is working. You have an opportunity to show yourself, but it's up to you. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. It's
So,
we always send them out there with the job to do.
mhm,
And it may be simple or it may be complex. Um, and if you don't we don't care about winning that round or getting the points, but if you don't complete that job, then don't expect to play after that.
yeah,
You know, you get very few chances. We're a little strict with that.
yeah,
Um, because if you want to play at a higher level, then there's no room for mistakes. And
yeah,
if the one chance you do get to go in, and if you don't follow what the play is, then we need to go back to practice.
yeah.
And, you know, if
And
you only have one chance to do it. And if you don't do it your first chance, then you're going to be loading some mags.
yeah, then it just means you have to work harder on practice.
Yeah, just got to pay more
And
attention.
you, yeah, just make sure you can do the job and just listen
Yeah,
to your captains because you guys have a lot of experience, like Hollywood, you, Zeus, and TJ. The four of you guys have a very lot of experience. You played Nations Cup, you played already for a long time
yep,
right now. So you have all the the info they need to have.
yep,
You give it to them, and it's up to them what they do with it.
yeah.
So
We always take response. Like if we put them in and uh they don't execute whatever play it is, we're gonna be mad at them in that moment. But then um we're always gonna take responsibility
yeah,
as captains and be like, all right, so what do you need from us in practice to understand what it is we're trying to tell you,
yeah.
you know?
On the end of the road, it means like we didn't learn them enough.
Yep.
How can we improve
Yeah.
or add some more specific things to
Yeah.
make sure he can do the job, to
Yeah.
make sure his improvement, his personal improvement about the game or just the fundamentals is really making a big change.
Yeah.
It
It's
all
important.
comes down to coaches and captains.
Yeah.
Like they always say, like, okay, you play bad, but on the end, it's our job, the coach, the captain, to make sure our players on the field are ready and are ready to do their job and knowing like how to do their job.
Yeah.
Like I experienced coaching on a very different way in the beginning. I
Yep.
changed all of it just during the things I learned by making mistakes and everything. Like the only thing you can set, you can, how can I say it? You can predict in a match is the breakout.
Yep.
And if you win a breakout, you can win a game. But
Yeah.
if you lose a breakout, 50, I can say like 30% of the game is already lost.
Yeah. It's true. The breakout is the
It's
most important part.
breakout is very important.
Most
So,
important part.
East Conference, how many times did you win? It was 3 times playing two?
Yeah, we won 2 out of the 3 events.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it was always murder against
Yeah.
EC? Okay,
Yeah.
damn.
We always played murder in the finals.
Okay, shit. Damn. Okay. And then I'm gonna jump over to Nations Cup.
Yeah.
Nations Cup. It was the turning point for you guys.
Yeah. It
It was
was.
a really turning point. I had some sweet info from the beginning because I had some of the guys from USA going on trip with me.
Yep.
I went to the house.
You tried to sabotage.
No, I
I
didn't.
mean,
I
no, no.
didn't.
I'm joking.
We were
You're like
lucky
a
we didn't get pulled by the cops. We left the airport and Adam told me like, Musha, take care of them. Make sure we don't have to bail you out. I was like,
yeah,
hey, don't worry, Musha got them. Musha got them.
right.
First of all, I lost my car on the airport. I didn't know where I parked it.
Oh my
So that
God.
was the first thing. We went to Amsterdam and we got already pulled over by a cop and I was like, we need to park the car. We need to go in the city because I can't
Yeah,
drive anymore.
yeah.
So no, when I then I brought back the guys back home,
Yep.
and I saw all of you guys, all the USA guys. I knew a couple of them from my trip to Sacramento.
Yep.
And I saw that's the thing I love so much about the USA is just everyone locked in.
Yeah.
It's when it's the time you need to lock in, it's locked in. And it's not bullshitting around or this or that. You know, these are the captains, these are the people who will help you. Okay, make sure you take everything from them
Yep.
to achieve the goal.
Yeah.
And you guys did. So, Gaia, Tristan, take me with you from Nations Cup.
Um, Nations Cup was awesome. It was one of my favorite trips I've ever been on. Uh, Being there with like some of the old guys from last season, like being there with Cringe, you know, having TJ back on the team, and then Sweeney back on the team.
Beanie Sweeney.
Us, yes, sir. And then we were the only four players that came back. And then everybody else was their first time
Yeah.
playing on Team USA. But then we all got to the house, everybody settled in, got their rooms, whatever. We did like food shopping and stuff, and we all just like hung out and just, like one of the first things we did, we all just like started playing games, just like sitting around, joking around with each other, just like being a team.
Yeah,
We only have a short
team.
amount of time.
Yeah, it's all about team bonding.
Yeah, no, it is.
And
We
it
only have
really is for playing for your country, playing with other players from another team. It's all
yeah,
about making sure you do team bonding.
yeah, that's
So
important. Yeah, and then we were just locked in from there and just like, focus on, learning how to be friends with each other. How do we talk to each other? Um, we all like would cook dinner together, stuff, and it was just like a good time.
yeah.
And then we partied, we'd had our fun before, and then when it was time to, start playing and practicing, everybody the tone changed.
Yeah,
We
it
were
was
all
directly everyone was locked in.
yeah, yeah. Then
Okay, that's
just
good.
practicing, figuring out the rotations, figuring out what players were stronger on certain bunkers, what players mentally seemed like they were there, ready to complete the job, and then just go from there and start executing the plan.
Yeah, and you really execute the plan very well. Like we were in the same group stage.
Yeah,
Guys went. I think we played 5 games, right?
yep,
Yeah. USA and Belgium were both 4-0.
yep,
No, were we? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I think so. Yeah, yeah. We were both 4-0. Our last match was against each other.
yep,
I remember until this day, Fives told me like, yeah, USA went to play with no penalties or no bullshit about overshooting. I was like, the first thing I told Fives was, Fives, are you for real? Do they really want to play that way against
yep,
us?
yep,
I said, okay, no problem. I said, no problem. We will play the match. It was an intense match. It was a very good match.
yeah,
Belgium won,
yep,
but on the end, USA won.
yeah,
What I mean by that is USA won group stage, and that was the important thing. Getting out of the group stage as first place gives you more room to just observe.
yeah.
So you guys went into the quarterfinals, then played against.
I know we played Switzerland, we played Germany. There was one more team that we played.
If we
Uh,
played Switzerland, it will be probably the quarterfinal because they weren't in our group stage.
yeah, no, no, no.
So then I think you guys played again against Germany in the semis.
Yep,
We played against Holland. Um, we did a bad job, but you guys eliminated flawless.
yeah,
Went over to the finals, playing against Holland.
Yeah.
Cringe playing against actually his team.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
this
crazy.
was the most insane match I have ever seen. It
Thanks, man.
was insane. Just knowing what happened on the field, knowing how he came back,
Yeah.
and still achieved the goal.
Yeah. It
Take me
was
a little bit with you how you guys did the 3 against 5.
oh it was intense. I mean, the 3v5 was myself, Sweeney, and Cringe.
In my
And
opinion, best thing you can do. And I'm gonna say what I always say is when you have to play with 3 guys, you hope to be lucky that the player who gets the penalty is a pistol player.
yes,
Because then you are like, okay, we still can do something.
we at least have
It
yeah.
gives more okay, we are still safe.
Yep.
If you have to play with a pistol, it's different. You can still make job, but it's more difficult.
Yeah.
So you could start with 3 rifles.
Yeah.
Actually, the 3 best rifles of the team at that time. And tell me,
It was crazy. It was just like it felt like we were like in a movie. Like like all the people like screaming and chanting and all the stuff, and then all of our pit trying to help, and um like Sweeney, like me, Sweeney, and Cringe like looked at each other, and we were like this is it. Like
yeah.
if we don't figure something out, like we're going home.
But
Like
the funny thing is, if you can say the 3 of you guys have kind of the same personality. What I mean by that is the grind set, the
yeah,
grind mindset.
yeah,
Cringe is playing for a very long time, but every time he's grinding damn hard.
yeah, he
You
is.
the same. You're playing for 2 years. You grind every single time. If you get beaten by someone, you will learn how he plays and you will beat him the next time.
Yep.
Sweeney is 17, 16.
I think he's 17 now.
Yeah, he's just living the dream. He's playing airsoft, he's playing paintball, he's just, yeah, he's
He's
living the
crazy.
dream.
He's
He,
absolutely insane.
so, yeah, you just did the job flawless.
Yeah, I just noticed one flaw in their strategy. Um and I there was just one flaw in their strategy, and then they just didn't execute the pressure properly.
yeah.
I think that was like the biggest thing is they didn't take advantage of the situation. Um
Hmm.
and there was just one small crack in their plan.
Yeah. You just need to know where the crack is and you need to make sure you can make the crack.
Yeah.
It's like I said before, it's adapting on how the guys are playing and it's not playing your. How I prepare for a game is just very simple. I want to play my game,
Yep.
but I'm not going to rule the game. What does
Right.
this mean? I'm not going to say, guys, we're going to play like this, and this, and we're
Yep.
going to stick to this. We start with the basic lineup.
Yep.
We play the first round, and then I say, okay, they play like this. We need to do this, and that to make sure to um, hold them back
Yeah.
and just adapt on their playstyle. So
Yeah.
you can execute them instead of the other way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and you, yeah, like I said, you just flawless did the job. You
Yeah.
get on that point, you just get in their heads.
Yeah.
You are just earning all the adrenaline, the confidence, and
Yep.
you guys were unbeatable at that time. You had
Yeah.
all the confidence you needed, and it was like
That was
just
it.
make it until the time goes off and
Yeah.
it's in the pocket.
Yeah. So I play the D2 position, and the for the 3v5, I moved to Snake
Yeah,
because I was watching the tendencies of their Snake players for that whole game
yeah,
majority of the time, and um I knew what kind of tendencies the snake players had at that point. Like
Hmm.
I already understood kind of how they played the snake. Um, so I decided to just switch to the other side of the field because I had that information.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't feel confident having like Sweeney or Cringe going to the snake
yeah,
because I feel like there was a specific job I could have done. And my only job was just to distract and
yeah.
let Cringe and Sweeney do all the killing.
Yeah, it was
Like,
at one point, like you always play on your same bunker most of the time, but you can adapt.
yeah,
And that's by reading the game. So you read the game, you knew how they were going to play. You are in a situation you have to adapt yourself. And
yep,
then you say to yourself, okay, I know this is my bunker I want to play, like most of the time, but I'm not needed there.
right,
I need it somewhere else.
yep,
And you need to make this decision for your team.
yeah,
And that is something people need to understand is you are making decisions for your team. You're not making
yes,
decisions for yourself.
yep,
You want to win and you win as a team. You don't win by yourself.
yeah,
If
absolutely.
that's the big difference when I talked with Vava. Vava is playing FCC. You can only blame yourself, and it
Yep,
all comes down to yourself. But that's a different story.
yeah,
Playing NSL is a team bonding, is a team related.
yep,
So you need to play very good as a team.
yeah.
So
We always say like as the captains of ECE that if we win as a team, but if we lose as captains.
yeah, even you lose as captains, of course, but even you lose as a team.
Yeah,
It's always the same. You lose as a team and you have to accept as a team.
yeah.
Don't like still again, don't bitch around.
No, you
Don't
can't.
come with excuses. Just
Yeah,
accept it.
yeah. Just accept it.
So
And then it's big for our team too. Like if you lose, like don't go online, don't
no.
post anything, don't bring up any clips. Like you lost. Like just
Yeah.
take the loss, take the L, and just keep pushing, go on, focus on the next game.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna say something. I'm the same way. Maybe you can say different way, but you still know globals. We lost our quarters against second Plum. I said some things online, but not about the game. We lost the game, and I'm still very honest about it. We had opportunities. We didn't do the job right, and that's what lost us the game. And it's
Yeah.
as simple as that. And
Yeah.
on the end, I'm always just be honest with myself. I'm not gonna say yeah and that and that and it's because of the refs or because of this or because of the other team and not taking no. On the end, I'm just looking at myself
Yeah.
and I want to see what my mistakes were.
Yep.
And they did their job good. They had the points, we didn't.
Yep.
And that's just the thing.
Yeah. I,
So
I I took that mindset. So like when I first played at Nations Cup, 2023, we Houston Heat was there to do an exhibition match against Second to None,
yeah,
and all the HK guys were staying in our Airbnb with us. And there was a day, well, we were hanging out with them like every day that we were there. Um, but there was one time where I forget why, but Ronnie Dizon was like hanging out in our room. It was like me, TJ, Nick. We were just talking, and I asked him. I said, what's the biggest step that happens in paintball from D2, D1 to pro? Like, what is that? What, in your opinion, what's the biggest thing that separates that? And then when you get to pro, what's the biggest thing that'll separate the top five teams from all these other teams? And he was like, the only thing is just mistakes. He was like, the biggest thing, he was like, it's just mistakes. It's
yeah,
what players are deciding to move here, when, why, um, what gunfights are you deciding to choose, and then just being smart with your decision making
yeah.
and make the least amount of mistakes. And he was like, you'll win. And
That's it.
since then, I took that mindset and ran with it.
Yeah, and it's on the end of the road, it's always about accepting your mistakes. And
Yes.
if you can't accept your mistakes, you can't improve and you can't win tournaments. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
If you make mistakes, don't bitch around.
Yeah.
Just commit to them and fix them.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah. Our team will come off the field after a play and like instantly like the person who definitely like fucked up the most is like that my fault, my fault. That was me. That
Yeah.
was me. Like instantly.
Yeah, and but that's something you need to have. Like it's already for otherwise it's like, you made that mistake. No, if someone is going off the field and it's like, oh, my fault, my fault. We know, like
Yeah, you know.
we know it's your fault,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Or like it only becomes a problem if like you keep making the same mistake
Yeah,
over and over again. Then you're gonna get yelled at.
yeah, and if you're coming off the field and you like maybe it's a new guy, he's making the mistake. You tell him like you did this, you better did this, or you needed to take another approach.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, but this happened. Oh, this excuses, excuses, excuses. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I heard.
No. Yeah.
Stop the excuse.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It's true.
So you guys won Nations Cup
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
You beat the legacy of Belgium. Um, but
we
yeah,
couldn't let you
dude,
we couldn't let you guys get another one, man. You have
yeah,
you have 2 stars already.
yeah, we have 2 stars already. Yeah, I know, but it was for Belgium. Still, it was a different year. We did our best. We took a different approach. We had not the same team, and that's something I will always say. We had not the same team
Yeah.
like the year before, because, and I think you can approve to this. The year before, 2023, Belgium was unbeatable.
That was a crazy team.
That was just the uh, everyone was locked in. The synergy was insane,
Yeah.
and it was just unbeatable.
Yeah. It was
Um,
crazy. You
and
guys had an insane team
the
that year.
thing, my biggest achievement for Nations Cup 2024 was my only thing was I wanted to play the finals
Yeah.
because in 2023 I couldn't play the finals.
Oh.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Did you get a penalty?
Yeah, but do you know for what?
Was it overshooting? Yes. Yeah, I
The
remember.
the thing was I get a penalty because they gave already too many warnings to
Right.
Belgium, and I was the black sheep.
Right.
I have to say, maybe it was a little bit too much because I shot, I ran, he shot me, I turned again, I shot him
Yeah.
like 5 times again. I can
5?
understand, but
Was it 5?
uh, maybe. Who knows?
Somewhere.
Somewhere,
5 and a
somewhere.
number somewhere. It's
5, yeah.
somewhere on the spectrum.
It's already a year ago. I
Yeah.
don't know, and it's far in my
But
mind, you know.
I mean, you guys played really well. I mean, we had a talk after Nations Cup this year, outside of Real Strike, and I told you how proud I was of you. Just being the captain and pulling that team together and trying your best. And you know, I said you should be really proud for what this year ended up being for you guys
Yeah.
because you were doing it. Was it you and Sipa
Yeah,
were
it was
co
me and
Yeah,
Tipa. We did it together. So not only credits to me,
yeah,
Tipa helped me.
yep,
Most majority of the thing I was coaching. Actually, didn't want to play. I wanted to just coach 100%, but due to lack of players, I couldn't.
yeah,
So I needed to play. Still, it was a good thing of me playing. But yeah, we showed something. We showed Belgium is still there.
yep,
Belgium is still strong.
yeah,
But yeah, we beat ourselves with our own mistakes.
yeah,
And yeah, the semifinals we had 2 early buzzers. Games like this, events like this cannot happen.
yeah. No,
That's as easy as that. And it's all about, like I said before, just accepting the mistakes you made.
yep,
And we did. We lay down with it, and yeah, we showed them something, and we can only reach out to the next year. That's the only
yeah.
thing.
That's
And
it, man.
now you guys have to defend the star. We don't.
Yeah.
So give it back.
No, no, no. We want another one.
You want another one?
Yeah, I want, I
We
want, I
will
want,
see.
I
We will
want
see.
3. I want 3.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. We're gonna make the battle. Who's gonna get to 3 first? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's see who's gonna win first. Okay, nice, nice. So you guys won the Nations Cup.
Yeah,
Then we're going over to another event, US Championships,
Yep.
where Musha was again. I
Yep.
showed you guys a hard time this year.
You wouldn't leave
Ah,
us alone, bro.
yeah, I was like, I need to give them a fight, right?
Bro, you would not leave us alone.
No, I have to say, like everything I experienced in USA gave me a big boost on globals.
Yeah.
A big advantage what different European guys didn't had, what I had,
Yep.
what set me on a relaxing point. So,
Yeah.
but it's not about me; it's about you. US Championships, take me with you. It's a very different field. It's more slippery.
Yeah.
It's the field layout is way different. So, how did you guys approach this?
Yeah. We just walked the field at first when we went there. I mean, like it was all of our first times going to California too. Like I never even been to California. Like there were some players that like went, but like again, it felt like Tampa all over again. Like we were all just back
Hanging
when we were
out?
like, yeah, we were like staying in like RVs. It was like
Yeah.
we were camping out there. Like it was just like a great experience, you know.
Only thing is train too loud. Huh?
We slept right through that.
Yeah, me
We slept
too.
right through that. Like I did not wake up once. Like I grew up in the city, so like I'm used to like trains all the time. So like
Okay.
I was sleeping like I sleep heavy, bro.
Okay.
But yeah, went there. Yeah, the field was slipperier than we expected. Certain bunkers weren't the same, but that's like anywhere you go, you know, like
Yeah.
the lanes are gonna change, the bunkers are gonna change, you know, the type of floor that you're on is gonna change. Like it's never the same. So it really just comes down to like, are you willing to just figure it out, you
Yeah.
know, and
And
like
adapt.
overcome that?
Adapt
Yeah.
about it.
You gotta
So,
that's like stuff you can't even complain about. Like you gotta just everyone's playing through it as well, you know?
hmm
So like if you lose, you can't make that an excuse as to like why you lost, you know?
no, just admit it and get used to it.
Yeah,
Adapt as fast as you can.
yeah, for
So,
sure.
the event didn't go as planned, as ruling champ, of course.
Yep,
You played the finals against Tacos,
yep.
their home field. Yeah, they were ready for it.
Oh
They
yeah.
were hungry for the gold.
Yeah. As they should have, you know?
Yeah, of course, because they played also all the events the first year of NSL. They never got gold, not even in their own home field, because
Yep.
then SEC, I think was it SEC or I don't remember the team. It was like a fusion
Oh,
from
SCA.
SEA, yeah, SEC, yeah. SEA was a fusion team of
It's three different teams.
three different teams. So
Yep.
yeah, they were very hungry for it, and
Yeah. They
yeah,
played a better game than we did, you
yeah,
know? That's just what it comes down to. We didn't execute on like certain plans. We weren't really playing like ourselves, you know, and they just came ready to fight and win gold. And they made a
and
lot less they made less mistakes.
mhm. And yeah, just the big factor was, in my opinion, the big factor was the ground because
Yeah.
they are very used to it. But when I mean used to it, they know how to play it.
Yeah.
Like the very first time I played on it, I was scared for belly sliding.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, damn! What is this? It's concrete. It's hard. It's." But once you get used to it, and once you go over the point where you are not scared anymore,
Yep.
whoo, then you are
Yeah.
playing a complete different game.
Yeah. It's a lot of
That's
fun. Concrete's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. It is fun, and even on the globals, I had so much fun. I just needed to switch my knee pads
Yep.
because
Yeah, we always say that.
my knees were just torn apart, man.
Yeah,
It was insane.
the concrete will do that. That's what we
Yeah,
love so much about playing in Europe is like you got turf and then under the turf it's like sand and they wet
yeah,
it. So it's like it's a lot easier to just like it absorbs the impact of
yeah.
you running, diving, sliding, all that stuff. Like concrete does not care about you
No,
at all.
the only thing I noticed playing on concrete in USA, Sacramento, and globals is the day after you feel it more in your hips
Yeah. Your
and not
hips
in
and your
your
knees.
legs. Yeah, your hips, but my hips were sore as fuck, man.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's just because always the impact on the knee from the hip slide,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a
Takes it
different.
takes a while to get used to.
Yeah, but once you get used to it, ooh, it's nice.
Yeah, it is.
I
It's
have
really
to
nice.
say, like in the beginning, I was always like, yeah, turf is the way to go.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
I played on extreme, the concrete, and I have to say there I had more friction on the field, so I had
Yep.
more mobility and more
Yeah.
explosive power,
Yep.
um, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's a good in between that
Yeah.
concrete. It gives
Uh,
you it gives you enough traction to like
mm,
to stop, but it's also not so rough to where you can't like fully slide and dive like
yeah.
full momentum. It's like a
Hmm.
really good in between.
Yeah. And in my opinion, we can still stick to the concrete and the turf because I love the difference.
Yeah.
Because it gives like an extra motivation to still adapt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's nice. And still, from my opinion, like I was always the guy, yeah, turf this, that. It's mandatory. And
Yeah.
no, what you just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I like
So
turf just because like how it's a lot safer than concrete.
yeah,
It's better for your
for sure.
body. Um, and that's the big reason. Like when I
Mm,
played sports my whole life, I was always on turf or grass. Um, I still would prefer grass over turf, but
yeah, me too.
like it's still better than concrete, for your body.
Yeah.
For like if you want to play for over 10 years, depending on what your plans are.
Yeah, the thing is, what I never tried is playing airsoft on just normal grass.
Yeah.
Uh, like turf is amazing when it's wet.
Yeah.
Then it's amazing. When it's dry, it's
Oh,
a
it
pain in
sucks.
the ass.
Worse than
Because
concrete.
yeah, indeed, because you can't slide at all.
No,
I once played at the frozen field. Don't even try.
bro.
Don't even try.
We're at Real Strike,
Yeah,
bro. The first pro series was so cold.
yeah, it was
Like, and
insane.
then we were talking to players, and they were like, "Oh, it's not even as bad as it gets."
Hey guys, stop smoking
Like
in that tunnel. Come on.
they're like, "Oh, it's been frozen before." We were like, "Frozen? You
Yeah.
guys play on a frozen?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm already too cold for that. I'm all set."
The only thing I have to say, like you told me, turf is safer in different ways. Or for your
Yeah,
body, it's safer.
yeah,
But when we are talking then about like sliding, belly slides, just sliding and putting your barrel inside the grass,
yep, yep,
with concrete, it's no problem. When you
yeah,
do it with the turf, your gun will get stuck and you
yep,
will push it right in your stomach.
yeah,
That's the different things about the
yeah,
safety of turf, of course.
yeah.
Okay, I think we had like some pretty good how you get into airsoft. We're going over to some next questions, and it will be most about the last event. So I'm gonna ask you the first one. How were your preparations this year for the first NSL US Championship? We already asked it. Um, uh, Wait, let me check because
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
t- 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 um, preparation, yeah, I'm just gonna ask this question. Tell me a little bit about, we didn't talk about it. What were like the preparations you guys did in the off season as ruling champs and also to go to Pro Series? Like we talked about you playing in Pro Series, but how did you guys prepare? Explain. You don't have to. How I need to say it. You don't have to spill secrets. Not
Right.
at all. Tell what you want, but it's just for the newer players so they can see how pro teams are approaching different events and what they are doing in off season. So
Um, One thing that we did, like me and Hollywood watch a lot of footage. Um, One thing we did was we watched every single event from when we started up until the first pro series. Um, so we just wanted to see what tendencies do we have when we first started up until now. Like, do we still have any bad habits from when we first started? Um, And then it's just like fine tuning at that point. It's like doing all like the really little things. Like you may be peeking from this bunker and your foot is just a little bit out the wrong way on the other side, or
It,
you're shooting this lane and your gun's sticking out a little bit too far.
yeah.
Just like little stuff like that, just to like kind of polish everybody's gameplay.
It all comes down to small mistakes, and
Yep.
definitely in Pro Series.
Yeah.
Um, and what I want to ask you is like one of the most important things, how teams win, is just communication. One of the
Yeah.
things I experienced, what I loved about playing in USA, with the US team, the communication is way more fluidly.
Yep.
It's going way easier. You can talk just in English. It's no problem. With us, I have an international team. I have two French guys, one right now. But majority of our guys is speaking Dutch. We have one French guy, so we switch to English. It's
Yep.
but it's not our mother language. So
Yeah.
like giving, so how do you guys prepare for communication?
Um, me and me and TJ made the call outs for this season. And then we asked everybody what other call outs should we make for like not bunkers, but
More like
like
codes.
yeah, like code words for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
certain things.
yeah.
And
And
then
I gonna say something. I'm very happy you say this because I'm doing this too. But it's important because
yeah,
sometimes it's easier to say just a word like Harris, I'm gonna say. If you say Harris, you know, okay, this is happening. And you have the muscle memory of just reacting, okay, this word means this, and you turn directly. If you say a bunker name, it's more like, okay, I know the snake corner is there, but I'm watching this side. But if
yeah,
you know, like, there's someone going in a snake, you know, okay, the snake is a danger. We need to do
yeah,
something. So I'm happy you say that because codes is something I learned from paintball. Um, it's important and just implementing, and it all comes down to just learning them.
yeah,
Like if you are making calls, it's very simple. You make the calls, like especially for you guys, you make the calls. Next training, make sure you know them.
yeah,
If you don't know them, why do you come?
yeah,
It's as
yeah,
simple as that.
yeah. We would give everybody the call outs and then we would practice. A lot of our like practices leading up to the next season was we didn't really shoot a lot. It
Mm,
was really just like learning the call outs, fixing any ones that we thought were either like too long or kind of get lost for everybody screaming. Like pick words that really stand out,
mhm.
um, and then making sure everybody knew them. So everybody was really just like studying, just watching
Yeah,
footage, learning call outs, and then like learning the new layout. So like learning the
yeah.
pace on how the new layout played, and all that stuff.
Because yeah, for you guys, it's still different. Training in extreme, we the European guys are always playing in the real strike,
Yep.
the field where always the events are hosted.
Yep.
It's different because you have other lines. And even for you guys, when you came over to Pro Series, did you had any time to get on the field, do some training, or
Not really. I mean, we just focused. We did like a little bit of training at Real Strike. It was like not long. I think we had like 2 hours.
yeah, you only
Um,
need like 2 hours.
yeah,
It's just to get the lines in. Even when I went up to globals, we trained 4 hours, two
yep,
times for 2 hours. But it's really specific things. It's not on that time. It's not the moment to train endurance or
yeah,
train
no,
snapshots or this or that.
no,
It's really getting ready and getting prepared for the game.
yeah,
So,
yeah. We would just practice like diving and sliding on turf again.
mhm.
Would do that for like 15 minutes, just make sure everybody's ready. And then studying the lines, studying the lanes, different angles. Um, and then a big thing that I do, like as a Dorito player, is I'll sit with my snake players for like a decent amount of time, and we'll just they'll walk me through like everything they see,
Yeah.
so that so then when they're looking at the opposite side of the field as me or wherever they decide to shoot, I know exactly what it is they're looking at all times, even when they're not speaking. Just based on where they are, I know what they see.
Yeah, and that's something very important because playing on the bunker, most of the time, everyone has a specific bunker. Some players are more dynamic in the field, like pistol players, of course. But knowing every line on the field will give you a bigger advantage than only knowing the lines on your bunker you're playing the most. Um, why? Because at some point you see lines coming. You don't see
Yep.
the players, but you see lines
Yeah.
coming,
Yep.
and you can read the lines. It's all about
Yeah.
reading the game.
Yeah.
Um, you see the lines coming, so you know, okay, just say it like this, Snake Corner is looking at me. Okay,
Yeah.
I cannot peek out like this, but if I do this, I'm going under his lane. He doesn't see me. I can surprise him.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's about knowing the whole field. It's not about only that specific bunker. It's knowing where the lines are hitting and how you can avoid and getting lost into the field where you can surprise someone.
Yep.
And especially for an M4 player.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like you're a big taller person, but Marshall is also a tall person, but you two are like silent on the field and you can surprise someone like, damn,
Yeah.
there he is.
Yeah. That's my
And
favorite part.
yeah,
I love that.
I can understand, man. I can understand. So, um, one of the things I wanted to ask you something about was do you have any struggles or tips you experienced by traveling that much? Because this year for you, and even the year before, you traveled with the team a lot of times.
Yeah.
Are there some tips, tricks, struggles you find out by traveling? You would say to people like, this is something I learned, or this is like a gadget I will always take with me. So things you learn by just traveling that much, because still, traveling with airsoft replicas is not that easy, of course.
Yeah.
So just if you have some,
Um, you just got to make sure you have the proper hard case. You're going to travel with your equipment overseas or really anywhere. And then make sure your locks, you have to lock the cases.
yeah, and
Um,
especially the TSA locks,
yeah, they
because
have to be TSA approved locks.
it doesn't. When I took my guns to globals, they said like it's not mandatory, but it's preferred.
Yeah.
And why? Because if they're gonna check it and you don't have a TSA lock, your lock is just damaged. You can't use it anymore. So just make sure
Yeah.
you have TSA lock.
Yeah, you have to use the TSA locks. And then you could tell like the TSA locks usually have like a red diamond on them.
No,
That's
it
like a
has
way to point
like
them
a
out.
specific, like a trademark of the
Yeah.
lock itself.
Yeah. The
So
locks will look a little different than the rest. And usually the ones with like red diamonds on them
yeah,
are like TSA approved locks. Um, use those and then make sure you have the proper paperwork.
yeah,
So they'll also just figure out what paperwork you need for your country. Um, and then if you need paperwork in the other country you're going to. Um, so I know for the Netherlands, you need like a certain kind of paperwork through
yeah.
NABV or something.
Yeah, NABV, it's like
Yeah,
the sports bond, we call it,
yeah,
from Airsoft in the Netherlands. And it's like a paper where you are allowed to travel with your gun because you are not a member of their organization,
yeah,
but you can still use it, but you need to make sure you have an approved paper with you.
yeah. And it's also it's really important to have that paperwork if you're going to be bringing any of your equipment back to like an Airbnb.
Yeah,
That's just like if you get pulled over or anything over there, you can show them that paperwork and it clears you of like any
yeah,
legal
it's
issues you'll probably have. If you plan to keep your stuff at the field, you may not need the paperwork, but I would still fill it out anyways, just in case.
yeah. It's just people still have to understand like traveling. We are traveling with replicas, but what people out of airsoft doesn't understand is they don't see it as a replica. They see it as a gun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say like our guns, the M4 platform. Most of the guys are playing with sports grip. I mean tank on grip.
yeah,
So it doesn't look like a real gun anymore.
Right.
It still looks a little bit kind of like it, but it's different.
Yeah.
But especially with pistols, I can assure you, show a replica pistol to someone, lay it down to a real steel, nobody will see the difference. Only
Yeah.
if you
Nobody
know
knows.
it.
Yeah.
Even just by looking at them, not by inspecting them, just by looking at them, people will get scared. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah. It's true.
Be aware of not everyone knows what we are doing. It's still a growing sport. It's not
Yeah.
like it's basic. We are just traveling with guns. It's like
Yeah.
it's the most normal thing.
Yeah.
It's
It's
still dangerous.
yeah. It's important for like when you're going through airports and stuff to have the proper like paperwork.
Hmm.
I have a family member who works in the TSA
Yeah,
for airports, and he tells me all the time like how it actually works and how stuff actually gets sent through like those metal detectors or any type of scanning device. And they just see the outline of whatever's inside the bag. So like if the outline looks like a firearm, like
yeah.
they're gonna get questioned.
Yeah, yeah, of course, what is normal. And like when we went over to Globals, we took our guns on the plane, and I was very surprised by just how easy it is.
Yeah,
Just one of the things I learned, like one tip I have for other guys is we flew by United, an USA how do you say it? Airplane, yeah.
mhm.
Um, and they allow like 5 replicas, firearms. Even you can take firearms to another state. It's no problem, but you need a permit, of course.
Yep,
But with airsoft replicas, you can just take it and just explain it to them. It's no problem. You can
yeah,
take them with you. You just need to pay for an extra luggage.
yep,
And it's actually no problem. As long as you follow the rules are very simple. They are explained very well. Um,
yeah. It's easy.
it's very easy, but you just need to know how, and you just need to find how. Because
Yeah,
I can assure you, I did like a damn much phone calls,
yeah,
and calling to an air company is you're on the waiting line. It's like okay, 50 minutes. I'm still not on the line. Come on.
yeah,
So, but actually, traveling with replicas isn't that difficult. But you just need to
yeah,
know the rules, and
yep,
especially traveling through different countries. Like when we went to USA, we flew by United. When we went back, we flew by United, and we stopped in Germany. But Germany is a country where the gun rules and is more and in depth. They are very strict on on all their rules. You need like an
yeah,
F marking and everything.
yeah.
But in München, we needed to switch to another air company. It was Brussels Airlines. We need to go to
Okay,
Belgium, and the biggest difference was like Brussels Airlines only allows 2 guns per person. United allows 5. So it's already a big difference because we needed more gun cases
yep,
in first sense. So then it comes down like Brussels Airlines asked a serial number.
yep,
Like I know if you buy a complete monk body, and I mean a monk build, not a body, you have the serial number on it.
yeah,
If you buy separate parts, it's not always a serial number on it.
yeah,
So that's another problem. But once you know this and once you understand how the things are working, it's actually, guys, it's so easy to
yeah,
travel even to USA. I was so surprised how easy it was just going over to USA, taking my guns, taking BBs, taking everything, just doing everything by the rules.
yeah,
You will go playing USA like easy peasy.
yeah. It's
So
easy. All that stuff's
it's
pretty simple.
mm,
Make sure when you have a universal charger for your
yeah,
phone, if
yeah,
you're traveling from the US or even from Europe going to the US, the charging ports are different. Bring like a toiletry bag, like from stuff that you bring from home, just like any soaps or toothpaste or anything that's like you could bring on a plane. Bring that stuff because you're gonna get over there and like try to find some soap and
yeah.
it's not in English and you're not gonna figure out what to use. You
What's
just gotta,
Copa full soap?
yeah, yeah. You're just not gonna know what the hell anything is. So like, bring your own stuff, and
Yeah.
then uh, they pretty much take like all forms of uh, like cards. Like if you're gonna pay for stuff, they take Visa in the majority of places. MasterCard is a little bit weird depending on what country you're in. So if you have a
Yeah.
MasterCard, be careful with that. And then just keep like a few extra euros on you just in
Yeah.
case.
Always make sure you have like a credit card or Visa, like you call, like you said, but make sure you always have like some cash with you. It's always
Yeah,
easy. We rely too much on all the electric devices,
yeah,
but guys, imagine if we have a crash over the internet. No, nothing is working. You
yeah,
need to pay in a supermarket. You don't have any money with you. You need to pay by card. Nothing is
yeah,
working. What you gonna do?
yeah. Or
Good
like
old days.
if you need to like catch a taxi or something and go to the
Yeah.
airport and they don't accept any kind of like any form of like electronic payment, like that happened to us the first Pro Series. We had
Yeah.
to catch a taxi last second, and thankfully like we had enough euros like in
Hmm.
cash, and that got us to the airport on time. Or else
Yeah, yeah.
we would have missed our flight home.
Oh, damn.
So
Shit.
keep some euros
Well,
on you.
on the end of the road, it wasn't that bad, so you could still train at real strike, right?
Right. Yeah. Could have stayed a little longer.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, those are some tips I would say.
Yeah, it's all about just know where you're going to, read what you just search some info about the country you're going to, and make sure all the paperwork is okay and is filled in, and yeah,
Yeah.
take your personal stuff with you. Don't rely on what you can buy there.
Yeah.
Make sure everything is backed and you are ready to go.
Yep.
So, Tristan, this one I was waiting for. I want you to go over the last event, Globals. You guys had a very hard time, but
Yeah.
you still made it happen.
Yeah.
I want to know how the feeling was because you struggled a lot in the prelims,
Yeah.
but you fought very hard and you still came back and made it happen.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Um, I think the first day I don't know what it was. Like we just weren't all the way there, with the team. Like we were just it didn't feel like we were playing like a team that day. Um, it was pretty like nerve-wracking to be in that situation
Yeah,
where, you feel like everybody's not on the same page first day and you're like, fuck, we still have 2 more days. Like we got to figure it out. So the first day it was just um it was like pretty like depressing the first
yeah,
day. Like we drove home and like I drove home. Kodak stayed at my house
yeah,
because he lives like a state away from where the field is, so it's easier for him to just stay at my house for like
yeah,
tournaments and stuff. So like we pretty much drove all the way home in silence. Like we didn't say anything to each other. Like we were just like in disbelief that like we played that bad.
yeah,
Um, and then Saturday came around and we started playing a little bit better. Like we got our confidence back. Um, more of our, I think, like you said earlier in the podcast, like you get more support from people because it's your home field.
mm,
We started seeing like some of our family members and like some of our friends started showing up on Saturday.
yeah.
We were like, all right, we can't play bad in front of them. Like
No,
we built this field. We're gonna show them that,
we are
you know,
this field. We need to show them who we are.
yeah, absolutely. And then Sunday came around and we just carried all the momentum and confidence from Saturday into Sunday. Um, and we got the job done. But
Yeah,
Friday we definitely had a lot of like uncomfortable conversations before we left the field. Like we were like we were literally screaming at each other.
yeah,
Like we were that mad.
yeah.
Like we just couldn't
And
believe like certain plays were being made and like certain players weren't listening on the field and not sticking to the plan and all this stuff. And like we yelled at each other for like an hour.
yeah. But
We just
like I said before, on different situations like this, you need to have them to learn from them and to adapt on them.
yeah,
And this is actually the perfect example of adapting fast and don't stick too long to playing bad,
yep,
having a bad vibe. Just adapt as fast as you can. realize and fix the problems, because that was what made you guys win.
Yeah. You had to adapt. You had to figure it out. I mean, that's something that I said this to my team before we played. It was like my favorite thing and my my favorite thing about the team is also my least favorite thing about the team is that if we're playing an event that we feel like may not necessarily matter or something, then like we won't try as hard.
Yeah,
But if we're playing an event that we know like the stakes are very high and we have to do well, like we are all gonna play as hard as we can. And it's like it really just depends on like what event we're at.
yeah,
Like I like ECE, I think plays different when um it calls for us to play our
yeah,
best. You know, you're gonna see some good stuff if we have to.
yeah. And it's every time you step on this field, it's fighting like a lion and never backing down. It's just go full forward. And
Yeah,
of course, you have tournaments where you can say like, even in Belgium, I play sometimes a tournament ESL. It's on my home field, and it's a fun tournament. So I'm still playing to win. Of course, I'm always playing to win, but it's more like if something happens, it's just make it
yeah,
laugh and just having fun, just enjoying your time.
yeah,
And most of these times, you will see things happening and see your team evolving and playing sometimes way better
yeah,
than when it really matters,
yeah.
because it's all about the vibe.
Yep.
Um, and that's something you need to find also with your team. Like, so at some moments there is need to sit down with each other and talk about what happened and where you need to adapt, and talk about the game and watch the live stream. And at sometimes it's necessary to just sit down with each other, have dinner, have a good chat, drink something,
Yeah.
just enjoy with each other. On the end of the road, every player who is willing to fight and who's willing to win will still watch the live stream.
Yeah.
But sometimes a team need like a little bit rest, what I will
Yeah.
say. Like, even I can imagine the feeling the team had on globals, playing Friday as bad as you ever played.
Yeah.
Everyone that silence, going home, just having a reset evening, not talking about it, and just the the next day coming to the field, everyone knows like we need to change something.
Yeah.
Everyone saw what happened. Everyone checked what the mistakes was, and refresh. New
Yeah.
day, new game. And
Yeah. Make sure everybody goes to sleep. Make sure everybody goes to sleep early. Eat a good dinner.
yeah,
Get some rest. Stretch. Do whatever you need to do when you get home or before you go to sleep or in the morning. Um, and be ready
no,
because having that feeling so early in the tournament, it's like you don't want to have that same feeling ending the tournament. You
no,
know, so if this is as bad as it's gonna get, let's keep it here. Let's make this the worst day,
yeah,
and then let's only up from here.
yeah. The result is always in your own hands. It's
Yeah,
you who decides if you want to win or not.
yeah, that's
And
it.
if you say on the first day like, don't feel confident, this or that, then it's better to just go home and don't play anymore.
Yeah, that's what we said. We were like, if after today you guys feel like we can't win this event, then don't show up for the rest of
No,
the tournament. Like stay
that
home and watch.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, just stay home, watch, and think about what you just said, and
Yeah,
we will prove you wrong.
yeah,
Just have the
absolutely.
confidence. So
But thankfully, our team has like such like faith and trust in each other that we knew we were gonna pull out of it, and it was just a bad day
no.
for us.
And
But
to be honest, the bad days are the best days, because
yeah,
then you are back with the feet on the ground
yep,
and back from where you started, and it's all over again. And
yeah,
let's get back to the top as easy as that.
yeah.
So
At the end of Saturday, we all got together, went out for dinner before Sunday, and Saturday was a better day for us. We wanted to just keep the momentum of like that energy as much as we could. We were like, let's go get some food. Let's all hang out. Let's keep this, synergy we're building again, the chemistry. Let's keep it alive. Let's all have our last meal together, and then we'll wake up, have breakfast together at the field, and then
Yeah.
keep stomping some skulls in.
But that's like what I just said. You knew like the synergy is good, the chemistry is going well, everything is getting back on track, and at that moment, you know, like it's the best to just enjoy with each other, relax with each other, and
Yeah.
get ready for the next day.
Yep.
And that is something teams need to search. Like sometimes people want to push so damn hard on the problem, I will say, or on the event where you actually get lost.
Yeah.
You still need to make sure you guys are enjoying yourself and having fun while playing. If you don't
Yeah.
have fun anymore, what's the point of playing?
Yeah. And
And on the end of the road, we are all friends together.
yep. No
You're a
matter what.
team. No matter what, you're all friends together. You build a team. You all like each other. You like playing with each other. Make it happen.
Yeah. We the end of Friday we ended really bad, and then there was a player on our team that made a pretty big mistake, and I mean his punishment was that he wasn't going to play as much as he was supposed to for the rest of the tournament. He was
Yeah.
still going to play, but he was going to lose some playing time. But we all told him like you messed up, but I'm not your friend any less than I was
Yeah.
before. I'm not gonna be just cold to you. Like
No.
I'm still gonna we're still gonna eat together. I'm still gonna ask if you drink water, you know. I'm gonna still make sure I hand my mags to you. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna, all that stuff. Like if you need to go on the field and I can't, like then get ready to play. But for right
On.
now, like your punishment is just like you don't
Yeah.
expect to play. But if we need
No.
you, be ready.
Everyone is still a person. Like we
Yeah,
make mistakes. We need to make
yeah,
mistakes,
absolutely.
and it's just about if you are making a mistake and you have a teammate who is like, yeah, I'm not, he's too frustrated with you and he's not going to talk anymore to you, then he's not a teammate. He's just a selfish guy
Yeah,
who only wants the fame for himself.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if you make a big mistake. Most of the time, the guy who makes the mistake is devastated by it.
yeah. No, he was
And
going through it. He was really,
yeah,
really beating himself up about it.
and the only thing he needs on that moment is just a friend.
Yep.
And that's something I always tell my team when we are playing. Don't take my calls too personal. Like I can be a maniac, I'm gonna say. I can be strict and I can be just like I'm gonna say it like it is. I don't care about your feelings. That's how the game is going.
Yeah.
If you do something bad, I will say it. If you do something good, I will say it too. But
Yep.
don't expect me to treat you like a princess. We
Yeah.
are all friends together. I'm gonna say it like it is. If you can't accept it, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's just as easy as that.
Yeah.
I get all
That's
the
it.
pressure on me to make sure I have five guys on the field. We make sure we play good. We win the game. So let me do my job.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that.
That's it.
So, and if the game ends and you made a big mistake, or I was mad at you, I'm not gonna say like, you fuck off and go away. No, no. I'm still your captain. I'm still your coach. And if you need me, go to me and we
Yeah.
will have a talk. And that's all about the team. And it's
Yeah.
just like make always sure the vibe is good within the team. If you
Yeah.
have separate groups in your team, the team will never work.
Yep.
You have to be one team, all together, always together.
Yeah. No
So
matter what.
no matter what, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Then
Um,
leading up to globals, we didn't like properly practice as a team as we should have. Um, we could have done a better job practicing like with everyone there and organizing those a lot better. I think that definitely hurt us on Friday.
no,
Um, it kind of caused like a lack of chemistry and trust. Kodak was gone for like 3 months
yeah,
because he was, in school to finish his license to become a pilot.
Yeah.
So he didn't play. The last event he played was Nations Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he didn't play all the way up until globals, and then he was coming back. He only practiced like once before globals, but we needed him to like be a starter because we know he can play very well.
Yeah.
But
He's
he,
starting five.
yeah, but he was rusty. He was definitely not his best on Friday, and like I wasn't my best on Friday. Like nobody played good on Friday.
And
Um,
still abstract, I can say one thing like what I noticed about all the European teams were there and were locked in.
yeah,
Like even we trained like 4 hours on the field. We knew what to
yeah,
do. We knew the lanes. We took a we had an opportunity to train and we took it.
yep,
We went to the field, we looked at the field. The first thing we did, going to the field, watch the field. First thing we did when we were home, okay, we saw this. We
yep,
are really locked in. And that's like the biggest disadvantage you have, like you already know the field.
hmm,
We are coming to a new field. We will be more into it than you guys because
yeah,
you know it. It's your home field, and you will hold this preparation a little bit down because it doesn't need to be done. And that is some of the things you guys have when you go over to Europe.
yeah,
Like you will get more, you will be more locked in because you need to make sure you know the field very well, as good as the other ones.
yeah,
But that is what is fucking up us because you guys are watching different things, what
yeah,
we never watched.
yeah,
And that's just all the thing. And that's what I like so much about playing on another field. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Globals was interesting.
Yeah, Globals was a very was a good vibe, was
Yeah,
a very interesting event, to be honest. It was all kind of on the same level.
yep,
It was nice to see you guys winning. Terror Knight second place, second on third place, and I was very happy about Murder getting the fourth
yeah,
spot
for sure.
um, because they were fighting very hard.
Yep,
They were standing their man on the field against all these pro teams, and they really showed themselves. Like
yeah,
I know Tacos had a not as good as an event, but still they tried.
yep,
It was a different field. Not whole the team was there. I think it was was just not their event.
yeah,
They went from you guys had something to prove because you lost your title.
yep,
Tacos just won then. So it was a different mindset. They already won something, the thing they were striving for,
yeah,
but you were striving higher. That was the thing,
yeah,
and that's what I definitely saw when I played you guys on US Championships. Okay, you guys lost, but I saw the fire in your eyes from like it's not done yet. We still have a bigger event to come.
yeah,
It's still our title from our country, but still we can be the champion of the whole world. It's bigger than being the champion of the whole country.
yeah,
Of course, you want to win it all, but it cannot always be like this.
yeah.
So
We always said that like globals was the one we wanted,
yeah.
like for sure. Like when ever since we had that 11th place in Indy, it was like
Mm,
we're always playing with that chip on our shoulder. Like we still want to be the best no matter
yeah.
what, and we knew globals was our chance to achieve that.
Yeah, and to
Um,
really prove something.
yeah,
Yeah, and you guys really did. Like I said it to almost every one of EC. I told it to you too. Like I was really surprised by you, and I had a lot of respect that you guys still pulled it off after a very hard fight. Just fight with your own demons, I'm gonna
yeah,
say. Yeah, it was just amazing seeing you guys win on a way like this.
yeah,
Just knowing you had to fight very hard for it on your own field, where you maybe thought it was easy peasy because you had the privilege of playing on your own field, but still, it wasn't like it was written.
yeah,
It was proven wrong, I'm gonna say. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, we are almost going to the end of all my questions. Yeah, another thing I want to talk about is I saw you guys organized a clinic with another team.
Yep.
First of all, was this your first time organizing a clinic?
No. So
No, you
we've
did.
done no, we've done clinics before, yeah.
Okay. Um, how is the experience? Like, do you have a lot of people coming into it, or are there more like, no, we are they not willing to learn from the guys they need to look up to, actually, because you guys are the best on the East to be
Yeah.
do you have
I would say sometimes it's so we it was hosted with Kings, which is a team from our local field. They used to be NGSS. They
yeah.
rebranded to Kings.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Um
I heard NGSS once. Yeah. Okay,
yeah, so
nice. I didn't know.
they got rebranded to Kings. Same players, just new management, all that stuff. Um and it's like 50-50. I mean, like Kings is like a really good team. You know, they're always willing to learn. They really look up to us in a sense, like they're always asking us questions, and we're always giving out the answers for free. Like
Yeah.
anybody who asks us, like if you're willing to listen and do the work, like we'll tell you
Yeah,
how to
of
play.
course.
Like we'll tell you how to play. And then like there's definitely some new players that show up. Something Kings are trying to do is like grab more paintballers,
Ah,
especially
it's a good thing. It's a good
especially
thing.
yeah, especially the younger ones, and bring them over here and have them try airsoft, and then vice versa. You know, Kings are also playing paintball now,
Okay.
um, and they're on their own paintball teams too. They're kind of like split up, but they're on the same team for airsoft.
Okay. Okay.
So they're trying to increase their outreach and like help Extreme out for their player base. And
Yeah.
so it was a good turnout. You know, there's some new players that are just trying it out for the first time, going over some basic stuff, and then some intermediate,
Like,
some advanced players.
what can I expect? Like, me. Imagine I'm a beginner. I'm going to a clinic of yours. Take me with you. What will a clinic look like?
Uh, no matter what, as soon as you walk in the door, like when it's 8 o'clock and we're on the field, um, mandatory, everybody has to run laps.
Yeah.
Everybody has to stretch. And we do those things together.
Yeah.
So everybody runs the same amount of laps, everybody stretches together. And then you'll get briefed on kind of what the next, let's say like hour and a half to 2 hours is going to look like. Um, and then we'll kind of just like break off into certain sections depending on um what players are there and what they're there for.
Yeah.
But it's important that even like the pro players all the way down to beginner, like we're gonna go over breakout no matter what. Um, it's so important. It's so fundamental to the game
Yeah.
that no matter where you are, like I started at the breakout too. So like when I started learning how to play, like that was the first thing I ever started learning how to do. Um, and I think that's the best way to learn. Because I think it's the most important part of an airsoft
It
round.
is the most important part
You know, when
because
it comes to paintball or airsoft, like the breakout is the most important part.
the thing is, if you look at the breakout, even I see it sometimes with cringe too. He can stand on the way like he's going to run and gun, but then he's completely switching,
Yep.
and it's just like the mental game you are playing. Like it
Yeah.
all starts there. It looks like you are going to do that,
Yep.
so you prepare on it, so you adapt on it, but then they are just switching it all up, and that
Yep.
is what's gonna fuck you up. So
Yeah.
no, it really starts at the breakout well.
Yeah. Um, and then we're gonna do drills. You know, we're gonna walk you through some drills. Some
And
how,
by drills, because I'm just trying to understand for the listeners, because I understand you no problem, but what kind of drills do you mean? Like
so
snapshots?
drills. Yeah. So like an example of a drill would be if you're like a very new player, then we have like metal targets that will Velcro the certain bunkers. And then just from the breakout, we'll have you just shoot those targets, or we'll just have you transition to a new bunker, and then tell you what target to shoot. And
Yeah,
then we'll just do that a little bit. And then once you're used to that motion, then we'll start you at the bunker instead of the breakout, and then have you shoot. and peek out to the target, and then we'll just like do like little fine tuning. So it's like
Yeah.
when you're shooting, you should be leaning your body this way, your feet should be here, you
Yeah.
should be holding the gun like this, those little things, and then we'll just keep drilling that over and over again. So that's just like an example
Yeah.
um, of like a drill
Actually,
that we would do.
drills are made pure for fundamental stuff.
Yeah.
Also, drills are used for understanding how to do a job. Like you said,
Yes.
going to a bunker from breakout, you lay in a line to one specific position. You go to the other bunker, and at that bunker, you will have a job.
Yep.
So I can expect you put a target on the, let me say, the snake Dorito
Yeah.
will shoot to the snake corner because
Yep.
on the old layout, I'm gonna say, because
Yeah.
we know if he goes up high, he's a big threat to everyone
Yeah.
because he can see a lot.
Yep.
So we need to give him the pressure and have the dominance over him to understand what your job is.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing what you can learn by drills.
Yeah.
And it's all about the gunfight. Like some people can be very good gunfighters,
Yep.
but it's also knowing when to gunfight and when not
Yes.
to gunfight.
Yeah. And
So,
it's important to do drills slow. Like no matter what level you're at, I think it's really important to do the drills slowly. Um,
but do them perfect.
yes,
That's the
and
most
that's
important thing.
yeah, that's why is like focus on the technique
Yeah.
of the drill. Don't focus on the speed. Because then the smoother you are and the easier it becomes, then when you're in a game and there's pressure, then your muscle memory will just kick in.
Yeah.
And then now all that stuff is just natural.
Mm.
You have to focus on the technique. And I recommend not don't ever sacrifice technique for comfort, you know.
No,
Do
never.
it the right way.
Do it the right way, find your way, be different than the rest.
Yep.
It's not because you do something different than the rest, it's not good.
Yeah.
Just fine tune it to where you can adapt it and really jump out of the field and where you can really see like, okay, if I do this, nobody expects this.
Yeah.
It's something, yeah, you just can do and nobody can stop you.
Yeah.
It's all about finding your own way of playing. Like something I know about Tristan, when you play, you like to do jump shots. It's the same with like Gray. Gray likes to do jump shots a lot more than you. You are more like the gunfighter doing jump shots. When you are doing gunfight, you are jumping and snapping out at a high, low, mid, jumping. It's like you never know where your head will be.
Yeah.
Um, it's difficult to adapt on you, but I know it's easier to adapt on Gray, knowing jump shots. And it's like one thing people, beginners will never know, is what to do against a jump shot.
Yeah.
If I know Tristan is on the Dorito, where he is always playing, at one time I was just sitting at the home, making sure he cannot jump his bunker. I'm just putting a line over it. Let him jump. But if I know he can't jump, you you don't see the whole field. Like it's a big advantage. It's like your move to read the field,
Yeah.
and it stops you to read the field to not move to your next opponent, to your next stop, to your next job on the field.
Yeah.
So it's all about, yeah, just finding your way of playing,
Yep.
and everyone has their way, and it's just be different than the rest. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I can say. And
That's
like
it.
Tristan says, like if you are doing drills, if someone is learning you something, don't be too scared to ask too much. Ask as many as you can. Don't, uh, how I need to say it, don't annoy him. Like don't run like a dog after him, I'm gonna say. But every pro player, if you ask him something, like um, um, Musha, I saw this, or Tristan, I saw this. Can you help me with this? Uh, they're always open to help you. So
Yeah.
don't be scared. And even when you're on the field, when you're playing pickups, and maybe if you're doing a clinic with EC with Tristan, ask him something. Ask
Yeah.
him how he improved in the game. This will help you to improve in your game at some point until you have to find your own way.
Yep.
once you find your own way, you can tell it again to a new person. And that's how
Yeah.
the ball is rolling. And
Yep.
so you can grow every beginner and help every beginner to grow to their level where they can achieve their goals.
Yep.
That's just the only thing.
Yeah. I always say the
So
same thing. Like when people ask me how I improved so fast, um, I always just tell them focus on being a good teammate first.
yeah, yeah, that's the most important thing.
That's it.
So, but actually, I'm very happy you guys are doing clinics. I can say something right now on the episode. I'm checking to do some clinics this year because I can't travel to US anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I said it to this year because my fiance said like, don't travel too much this year. Stay a little bit more at home. So I'm willing to organize some clinics. Maybe Real Strike, maybe Germany, maybe UK. I want to travel a little bit more, but more in Europe
Yep.
because I can say like the 2 years I'm now coaching. I'm always very into it. I'm always searching for improvement. The way I'm coaching right now is better than in the beginning, and I can learn people some new things. Just when I'm just calling fundamental things, like the way I'm playing is different than the rest, and it's the same with Tristan, and it's the same with a lot of guys. But sometimes, and it's the same with Tristan, and the same for me. Something you can expect from me and Tristan is unexpected.
Yes.
That's one thing. And being unexpected is one of the biggest privileges you will have on the field to win your
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
And it's just being so dynamic, reading the field, knowing your gunfights, knowing when to gunfight, knowing when to communicate, when to help your teammate or do this or do that. It's yeah. So
Yeah. It gets pretty advanced. Like there's certain players where like I want to give them so much information, but I know that they may not comprehend
yeah,
like everything I'm saying. So like I catch myself sometimes like over explaining certain things or like
yeah,
trying to go too deep into like an idea or like
yeah.
a way to play, and they may just not understand it yet. So um
You have to be
you gotta
on a specific level to understand some things,
yeah,
because otherwise you can say to them, but they will not get the point of what you're actually saying.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, that's just all. It's all about the timeline of improvement and
yep,
personal improvement of all.
yeah,
So,
yeah. For East, I
uh,
know for ECE we've opened practices a lot more. So
no,
like leading up to globals, we said anybody who wants to practice against us in scrimmage, like bring your team, show up, like doesn't
no,
matter who you are,
it's important.
what skill level, and then going forward, like we're gonna keep practices pretty open to anybody
Yeah.
who wants to just come and see how it is that we're practicing.
hmm I
And just
can say
learn.
I can say one thing, Tristan. When I started airsoft like 4 years ago, Speedsoft, I will say, I went almost to every pickup game in Real Strike, and for me, it didn't matter if I went alone or with friends. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm there. I have a gun. I have a belt. I have mags. I can shoot.
Yep.
What's the problem?
That's it.
I can play with other guys. It brings me it pulls me out of my comfort zone.
Yep.
And okay, we don't know calls, of course, but we always have like general calls like Snake
Yeah.
Corner, Dorito
Yeah.
Corner,
Yeah.
Plexi Dorito,
Yeah.
Plexi, Castle, Home, things like
Yep.
this. So we can always say something. And at some point, like you don't know calls, but you are with two guys left, and maybe there's one opponent left. So you need to do something. You can't
Yeah.
call, but you still need to work with a newbie,
Yeah.
or maybe
Yep.
with the guy who's better than you, or you will play two guys who are playing for 5 6 years, and you're still a beginner, but you will learn so many things from them. And even one of the things I always learn is um, the most frustrating thing is getting shut off break.
Yeah.
To be honest, in my opinion, it's my best thing to do.
Yeah.
Shoot me off break. Why? When you shoot me off break, the first thing I will do when the game is over is go back to the field and watch the line where I was shot from.
Yep.
I can say one thing, like on globals, I was sitting on the home and I get shot from low. I was like, from where? From where? I was like, come on. And I saw someone sitting in like the snake 3, snake 4, and you had like a small gap to
Yep.
the home. And
Yep.
I was like, how the fuck can he seize me? So I get shot off break. I go out, game is over. I go to the field, I watch this line. You see me literally on the stream, just sitting and watching the line. Next game, I do my break shots. First thing I do is just spraying the whole line, the whole lane, making sure he can't do shit.
Yep.
He's just blocked. But that's the thing. It's always about adapting your game
Yeah.
and knowing where you get shot from. And if you get shot off break, some people in training or on events, some people don't take it. I'm not gonna trash talk or something. I'm just saying it in general.
Right.
But for me, the thing is, getting shot off break is frustrated and humiliated
Yeah.
because you're kill one off break.
Yep.
Okay, but respect it, accept it,
Yeah.
because it will only make you stronger. That's the only thing I
Absolutely.
can say.
Yep.
So, but Tristan, I'm very happy you guys are putting up some good clinics. It's really good for like the whole community, and especially for the East Coast.
Yeah.
And let's hope you can go to some other fields because I think a lot of people want to learn from you. You're a very good player. You have a lot of game sense, and just the way how you're thinking about the game
Yeah.
is you want to learn from him. So
I
uh,
appreciate that. Yeah, I
I'm
think
very
about the game very differently.
yeah,
It's I see it
and
very different.
all players have a different mindset, a different way of thinking and seeing the game.
Yep.
And that is what is making all of us just um, special. It's
Yeah.
only like that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
okay, I have two more questions for you. Then
All
we're
right,
gonna
word.
switch over to some questions I got in through Instagram.
Okay.
Um, First thing, how do you think about ramping and NSL?
Ramping. I think if there's a certain limit, like the way it is in paintball, like it's like 10 point something, or like
10.5.
10.5, right? Balls a second. Um, that's slower than how a lot of some airsofters can shoot
But
without ramping.
yeah, I first
Um,
you can say your thing. I'm gonna jump in afterwards. Say your thoughts, please.
yeah, I think I don't know, I'm like iffy about it because I think if you're good enough to shoot faster than that, then you should be able to.
Mm.
Um, but that's where like the skill gap kind of comes
Yeah,
in. But I also think it's lazy at times where you could just hit a certain number and then you don't have to try anymore after that, and you
yeah,
could just hold it, and it's pretty much just like an automatic
yeah,
rifle at that point. But it is a slower rate of fire than like
yeah.
some people would be able to. Like I
Mhm.
know you shoot faster than 10.5. I shoot faster than 10.5. I know TT does. Like there's some players that shoot a lot faster than
Yeah.
10.5. Um,
The Did you ever play with ramping on an airsoft gun?
I've never played with it, but I've shot it like a gorilla. Like I've tried it
Yeah, you
to like
tried it.
see I've tried to see like how it works because I
Yeah.
never actually understood what ramping was until like a year ago.
Okay.
So I never actually even knew what it was.
Okay. Okay. I can say one thing. In Belgium, the league over here on my home field, ramping is allowed on 8 BBs per second. I'm gonna say 8 BBs per second is good. 10.5 is too much for airsoft, speedsoft, NSL because it's too much. It's too chaotic.
Yeah.
And why I'm bringing this up is because yesterday we had training in Real Strike with Hakai and 187, and me, Marshall, and TT were talking about it because we three of us shoot fast, but I'm still a big fan of ramping. Why? Because at one point people are getting how I need to say it, are complaining about triggers. Like banning, trying to ban triggers or saying you can do this or you can't do that. But it's difficult to ban a trigger, like
Yeah.
it's always, you need to know how to shoot with a trigger. Like TT is
Right.
insane. You have a different way. I have a different way. Marshall, Zeus, everyone has a different way of triggering it.
Yeah.
And it's just finding your own way. But to remove the whole drama I'm gonna say about how to set in a trigger or what you can and can't do. It's easier to switch over to ramping. And I
Yeah, it's
know
true.
like I played with 8 BBs per second. And I have to say 8 BBs per second is still a little bit much to still hold the chaotic thing out of the way.
Yeah.
If you know, like in paintball, they used to play uncapped. This
Right.
means
Yep.
like there was no cap. You could shoot as fast as you want, and I can say it was 20 to 21 BBs per second. With open gaps, I know you don't shoot that accurate with the paintball marker, but on the end, 20 balls per second is
Yeah,
insane.
it's crazy.
It's insane.
That's fast.
Uh, that's very fast. So to avoid all the problems with the triggers, how to this, how to that, it's easier to switch over to ramping. And I was talking with, like I said yesterday, um, if we would just cap it to like 6.5, 7, it would be okay, because then it's not getting too chaotic.
Yeah.
Everyone is the same. There's no BS around like, oh, he's shooting like this or like this or like this.
Yeah, true.
Everyone is the same, and I can say you there is a skill, and I'm talking not in my benefit because I can shoot faster than ramping.
Right.
But for me, it's all about like I don't care, man. Like I found my way to shoot fast.
Yeah.
Okay, it helps me, but I don't care. I want to just play on the same way,
Yeah.
and we will see. And I can say you like ramping is very easy. You just have to trigger it like this, and then it switches over, and you just have to hold it,
Yeah.
and it's just like going over.
Yep.
It's easier. It's
Yeah, it
easier.
is.
You can do it one-handed, just easy, no problem, left, right.
Yep.
You don't have the skill anymore.
Yeah.
But on the end, it removes all the BS around triggers.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the thing.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind trying it for like a season or something and kind of see
Yeah.
how it goes. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea if you lower the
But
number.
on the end of the road, when we say like we want to implement ramping, we have to be honest with everyone, and it's ramping or nothing. It's very
Yeah, it's
simple as
either
that.
ramping or semi.
Yeah, it's ramping, or you can do with your triggers whatever you want. But if you want to remove all the BS around it, it's just easy. Everyone I'm ramping, everyone is the same, everyone shoots the same, and it's easy to test it. It's very easy to test it
Yeah.
because every time I play SL, I play with ramping just because I'm lazy. It's just as
Mhm.
easy as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so easy to just test it, shoot in the FPS, and the ramping is going over as fast as possible. And once you hold it, it's just how it's consistent. It's really consistent. It's not going over it. And if you have the limit like 7, 6.5, then it's like everyone is the same. There's no
Yeah.
BS around it. It's
Yeah.
like
I think for the pro circuit, you know, you can implement ramping. I think for like the lower tiers, the only reason I would say not to is because I really stress players learning how to shoot properly on semi
no,
and finding their way of shooting, and finding out what works for them, and really stressing like accuracy over volume
yeah,
because a lot of kids will just get ramping and then just not think they have to aim or work on their accuracy.
Hmm.
Um, so I think it
And
just really depends.
that's one of the things many people ask to me. Like they know I shoot a lot. I shoot
Yeah.
like on globals. I had to do like 15 seconds. One mag was out of break. It was I literally just spraying.
Yeah, same.
But it doesn't mean that I shoot straight. The thing I did and what I did the last tournaments, I'm just holding down my lanes so people can't move up.
Yeah.
I'm holding specific positions where people will go into. I'm just waiting on them, but these are key positions.
Yep.
And people cannot take dominance or just read the field because I'm just holding them down.
Yeah.
And that's a different way of playing. Like people are always, I need to shoot to someone.
Yep.
Most of the time, I was shooting to someone, but I was not directly shooting to him. I
Yeah.
was just holding him down so he couldn't do anything. But, like, for example, Snake Corner, if he's not high, he's low. Snake Dorito can do as many things as he wants because he has open game.
Yep.
But that is a different approach of the game,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. And it's
Yeah.
more kind of paintball style because paintball in USA then with the uncap of pots, um, they are just holding down lanes,
Yeah.
and it's different. But it doesn't mean you're um, playing accurate. Like
Right.
I have an accurate line, but I'm not if I'm spraying like a whole line, I'm not gonna say like okay, every BB was on it. It's like I hope one is hitting him. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like
When
this. And
when I would for globals, like I would break off and then like I would already have a second mag in my hand. Like I was playing with like one mag in my gun and another mag in my hand, so I could just like keep spraying, shooting as
bro,
much as I could.
I can say one thing. At one time on globals, I play with seven, wait, five, seven max in my belt. One in my gun, and sometimes one in my pocket.
Hmm.
I had two in my pocket, full belt, and one in my gun. I was left with an empty belt and one more mag in my pocket. So I was like, it was the very first time I was like, guys, we need to push up. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah. Yeah, we had I think we had like over 70,000 BBs for the event and we ran out of that by Sunday.
We took the whole count with the 4 hours of training. We shot 150,000 BBs.
Sounds about right.
It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's
Yeah.
a lot.
We're definitely lower than you guys. You guys have some fast shooters. I say we're probably around like we probably hit like 120, maybe 130.
Yeah. It's still a lot. And
Yeah.
I can say one thing, guys. The only thing I was happy with the whole thing for Akai, we have a BB sponsor, and I'm still happy with it because
Yeah.
it's for us it's a lower cost, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, my last question for you. Then we're gonna switch over to the listeners' questions. Is what are your thoughts about putting money on the line and leagues overall?
Um, I think like players can put money in.
No, I'm just like you compete and you can win money.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I mean, that's kind of what, everybody dreams of. That's something that we're trying to figure out as ECE.
Yeah.
We actually started our own cash league at
Yeah,
Extreme.
I saw something
Um,
passing by on Extreme
yeah,
Airsoft.
so
So
it was originally Ginger's idea. He's an employee at at Extreme. But ECE are the refs for this league. And any player anybody can play, and you don't have to be a speed soft player. You don't have to have like an ESG build. You don't have to have any pistol. You can use anything you want. Shotguns, anything's allowed.
yeah.
Um, and we're just running this league, and players have liked it so far. So we're just like kind of scratching the surface of what it means to, be able to give players an opportunity to like play and earn some money.
Yeah.
We always joke around that like maybe when we're retired and stuff, then the generation after that will be the ones that are full-time
Yeah.
airsoft players, but we hope to make that a lot sooner.
Yeah. We still hope to have it too, right?
Yeah, I mean they're doing it in the
Um,
FCC right now, which is like crazy. It's like
yeah.
such a huge step. Um, and
It's
shout out to that, you know.
Yeah, it's I talked with Vava about it. It's Theo is really putting in the money and the work into FCC.
Yeah.
Like FCC exists already for like 3 or 4 years. He was searching for the right format. He found the right format for him to make the complete league. And now with the Pro League, they are really setting an example of how to do it. Like with the draft, with the whole event. Okay, I have to say, on the end of the road, you will not play as many as you will play like in NSL because it's always like an event weekend.
Yep.
Vava last time only played one event, but he still earned money. That's the
Yeah.
thing. And my thoughts about putting money on the line, like I heard some people, it's still airsoft. People say like, if you put money on the line, people will cheat more. It's difficult. It's a difficult
Yeah.
conversation to go into. But on the end, I'm not asking leagues to put money like $10,000 euros. The only small thing like leagues can do is make how I need to say it, make the first place earn his money back from inscription fee. So
Yeah.
next time you're already sure they will come back because they won the money. So they can just play for free because they won the last event.
Yeah.
It's like you're reinvesting actually your money. And I was talking with some people about this, and they said, like, yeah, but you can still add some prizes. Like maybe you as Extreme can give some prizes away, like an HK mask or carbon mask or
Yep. Yep.
HK hostile products. But on the end of the road, like for players like us, we have all our equipment. We
Yep.
don't need a backpack or a chest rake or a new mask or a new body or things like this. The only thing we are looking forward to it is just earning our money. And that's what I noticed with Valva too. He switched to FCC and he's earning the money right now. But he's really putting in the work.
Yeah.
He signed the contract. He knows there's money on the line. He can earn the money, but he's working twice as hard as he did for NSL.
Yeah.
Also, because it's him alone, he doesn't need another one to train with, but he's putting his health and endurance and all his just being healthy and being ready and dynamic forward. He wants to really do it. And that's something we will achieve when people are getting the money to win.
Yeah.
So, but still, I know it's we are not making the bill. We are not paying the bills. We are not owners of the league. We are
Right.
still the players. But yeah, I hope soon we can make something work.
Yeah.
Because
It's a lot that it takes to get to that point. You know, you need like
yeah,
certain sponsors, you
yeah,
need certain viewerships. There needs to be certain metrics for like certain
yeah.
companies to feel as if it's worth the investment
Hmm.
to actually put money into the league for them players to get paid. Um, so it's tough trying to gather all that information for it to be properly packaged
Yeah,
where they feel like their money is worth
yeah,
something for them in the end.
yeah,
Because everything's a business, you know, so
yeah. Indeed, everything is a business. So.
it's tough.
Still, like I said, it's a bigger conversation. It's yeah, we are not owners. We are not owning a league. We are not
Right.
owning a field. You are working for a field. It's different. You are closer than me.
Yep.
But one of the most important things for us is just playing. So that is something I want to still do for many years.
Yeah.
I'm still young. You're also still young. We want to be here for a long time. So,
Yeah.
and we are really looking forward to it and hoping one moment we can earn the money. So
Yeah. One day, bro. Soon.
one day, bro. Yeah. Okay. If you're ready, we are going into some questions of the listeners.
All right.
I have a
How many questions
pretty.
do we have?
I don't know the count. I have some good amounts.
Okay.
So the first one is from NPC Titi. He asks, "Why are you so good?"
Oh God. Shout out TT. Um, why am I so good? I think, like I said, I think when I first started, I wasn't good at all. Like I was one of the worst players on the team when we first made ECE. And Hollywood had the most experience playing in tournaments, and then DJ and Nick were pretty good. Um, and I just wanted to be the best teammate. I was like, all right, I'm not the best. I was like, I'm not going to be making no flashy plays. I'm not going to be in any clips. No one's going to be talking about me. I was like, but the least I could do is make sure I show up for you guys and help you guys become better. So the only way you guys get better is if I get better. So I have to focus on how to be better for you guys. And that's really where it started.
Just Titi, try harder, man.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, I'm saying it like it is, man. It's just as easy as that. Next one is from Hyper. It's a salty one, eh? What did you tell the refs during the Globals finals?
I thank them for their time, for being at extreme and for calling the games as fairly as they saw and uh standing there watching all those games 3 days in a row, you know what I'm talking about? So that's what I said to the refs. I thank them for their sacrifice being there for us.
Hyper, just be a little bit more friendly to the refs.
Come on, man.
Come on, what you doing? And to be honest, we still have to appreciate the refs. Like they get a lot of shit to their head
Yeah, man.
sometimes. We are some like I said, every airsofter can be a bitch sometimes, and especially to
Yeah.
refs. Especially to refs.
Yeah.
Um,
They're just doing their job, bro.
yeah, they're just doing their job. We are just not always hitting people. And
Yeah.
yeah, we they are still standing there a whole day, 3 days in a row, sometimes 2 days in a row.
Yep.
But they are still making time free to be
For
there
that week
and
of play, yeah.
so we can
If
play.
there's any refs like that, like if we're playing at extreme and like there's refs that we know that play for like other teams or like we know them personally, like we make it a point to like have a conversation with them that like for the next 3 days, like we are not friends. Like don't come to my table and talk to me. Don't like give me any calls because you like me as a person. Like your job is to ref. Like just be a ref, bro.
Yeah,
Like just do your job. If I fuck up and you see I fucked up, like pull me off the field
yeah,
and like punish me as I should have. Like as I give me the penalty I should get.
yeah.
Don't
Don't
favor me
don't
just because we're
don't pussy
friends.
me. Just be
Yeah,
honest with me.
treat me like everyone else. Like
Yeah.
do your job, be a ref.
And I refed already a couple of times, NSL 2 times right now, or maybe 3 times, and also ASL. Refing is hard. And I'm always so honest with everyone. I'm just like, I'm checking your line. And guys, to be honest, some people are just not shooting straight, are so
Yeah,
close. And
it's really close. Like we're shooting
it's,
6 millimeter
and
pellets.
on the end
Like it's
of the road,
close.
if I'm refing, if I'm not 100% sure, I'm not gonna pull it
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because I prefer not pulling it and letting it slide. To be honest, letting it
yeah.
slide, but instead of making a wrong call.
Right.
That's the thing, because it's always have a two-side effect. It's always like this. If you are not 100% sure, you don't pull him. And
Yep.
even if I'm reffing and my team would be playing, I would be more focused on my team to pull them
Yeah.
to make sure they get what they deserve because my main thing and my team is play fair or get out. That's
Yeah.
my thing.
It's that
So
simple. Like
it's
it just I don't know. Like we always say the less penalties you get going into Sunday, the easier you make it for
yeah.
everyone to do their job. The
Hmm.
second you start, you know, not feeling second degrees or, not calling the first degrees, it's like you're putting everybody in a bad
Yeah.
situation, bro.
you are putting your team in a bad situation.
Yeah.
It's really affecting the team. So next one is from Reason Alec, Hlada Adi, the commentator.
Yeah.
Most important thing for new teams.
Most important thing for new teams. Pick people as teammates that you like as people. Don't make a team because the players are good. Make a team around people who are your friends and that you don't mind being around every week. Because then if you don't like the people you're around, it starts feeling like a job, and then you don't care about it, and then you lose the passion that you had. But if everybody's on the same page and everybody cares for each other, then you'll go far.
That was just a perfect answer, man. To be honest, that was the perfect answer. If you are having a team and it's getting frustrated or something, why you don't play for fun anymore. So
Yeah,
make sure your team is just a bunch of friends. Doesn't need to be a bunch of friends, just people you like, you
yeah,
share the same mindset with, and then you can achieve a lot of
yeah,
things. Luke at EC is the same.
yeah.
So
You're a good team when you have like a few bad games, and then you could still hop online, play video games the same
yeah,
night, and just joke about what just happened.
yeah,
You know,
indeed. So next one is from Tacos Ash. Ash, sorry.
hash, yeah.
Uh, is it harder to fight a good M4 or a great pistol player?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say for me, it's more annoying to fight a good pistol player because that's usually who's shooting at me the most. They have the more strange angles.
Yeah,
Um,
they are more sneaky.
yeah, they have a lot. They have a different play style than like AR players. If you're an AR player, you can't really hide, unless you're like really good, then like no one knows where you are. But I'm usually shooting at like Snake, so I'm usually in more gunfights with Snake players, and they usually have pistols, so pistol players usually piss me off more.
Yeah,
When I'm gunfighting an AR player, I trust my gun skill over theirs to
no.
win that gunfight. I know how much I've practiced. I know how much I've trained. Depending on who's on the other side, I'll be like, all right, this is going to be a lot easier than, uh, let's say like
Playing
a pistol player.
the thing is when you gunfighting like an M4 player, it's more about the dominance, who is having the
Yep,
dominance.
yep,
If you have the dominance, he's easy to just holding the
yep,
pistol player is so dynamic. He can jump from A to B
yep,
to see in a few seconds, and you have to keep an eye on him. And especially,
yeah,
like you say, a snake player, especially this year, is going to be crazy with the snake plays.
yeah,
Yeah, it's insane
yeah.
because they can go so fast. It's
For 1v1s though, like an NSL 1v1, I would prefer to play a pistol player. I'm an AR player, so it just makes it easier
no,
for
yeah.
creating dominance.
The thing is, my perfect setup for 1v1s was always like, well, I still switch sometimes, but defense, in my opinion, M4, offense, pistol, but can be M4 too.
Yeah,
But defense is always an M4.
yep,
Why? Because you can take dominance.
yeah.
It's
You just have
just as
more
easy
more
as that.
firepower.
Yeah, indeed. Next one is from yeah, I just took the names from Instagram, so maybe you know some guys. It's from YTHN74,
Okay.
GTHN74. Do you think VAR reviews should be displayed for players, viewers as well?
Um, I think if it ever gets to that point, if the technology is good enough, but like when you're watching like soccer, football, sorry,
You
when you're
said
watching
soccer.
when you when you're watching like soccer or football, basketball, like there's a whole like media crew of people who's watching all these cameras and like orchestrating the plays that get sent to like live TV or like that get played in between when certain foul calls are being made. Like it takes a lot of people to like do all this stuff. You can't just like show the world what's it like. I don't
Yeah.
know. People just think it's like a magic button. You just press. Like
It's not as easy as that.
you need somebody to like find where the foul was or like the penalty, cut the footage, send it to this person, and then the lead person who's running the camera crew has to display it and like tell what person to display when and why and where. It's
Yeah.
like, do I think they should? Eventually, if the technology gets to that point. Right now, like Musha said, if everybody just keeps complaining and stuff, I think it'd just be too much.
The
The
what
game's
I
already long. The game's already
Yeah.
long.
The thing what I experienced in FCC, I played FCC. A VAR check is taking his time because
Yeah.
it's only 6 millimeter BB. It's so small, and you need to have the good cameras to see every frame.
Yes.
And what FCC had was very good cameras. Like you could see every frame. They could say like when it was a trade, the one guy was one frame earlier than the other one.
Wow.
But on a 1v1, it matters more than
Yeah.
and on 5v5.
Yeah.
What I think they should do is display it for team captains. Why? On
Yeah.
FCC2, when there was a penalty called and it was like a sketchy one or a big one, they reviewed it on a small screen where the players could come and check, but you can see the transparency. So you can see the impact. There is no bullshit. There's no BS around it. You see how it is. There's transparency. This is our first step, in my opinion. Give the transparency only to the team captains because
That's
the
fair.
team captains matters. Viewers are in a late stage. Like Tristan said, like it's not that easy. It takes more than only just a button.
Yeah.
So next one is from one of your teammates, EC Oki. Um, what was the number one that helped you improve the most?
Um, One thing that helped me improve the most, practice.
Practice.
Like just
Grind. Grind,
yeah,
grind, grind.
grind. Like I would like just watch a lot of it was paintball. Like watching paintball helped me more than anything. Um, that helped me improve a lot. It helped me find like my play style. It helped me understand like the job of like a Dorito and a snake and all that stuff. And I just watched those videos like endlessly. So many paintball videos. It's crazy. And then I would like take notes on my phone too. Like I would watch a whole like a 2 hour long video. I would sit there for like 4 hours and just write down notes, key points from like all the sections of the video. Like
Yeah.
I got like pretty deep into like how much I've actually like
Really
done.
dissecting the things you
Yeah.
watched.
Like I would take what I would watch and then write it in a way I would understand. So that instead of rewatching the video, I could just read my notes
Yeah.
on like this topic again. That makes
Yeah.
sense to me.
Okay, nice. Did you ever watch the Paintball movie?
Oh no, it was by Hormesis.
No, 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 no.
Is that the one?
They have very old paintball movies on YouTube. Monkey with a Gun. You have to search on YouTube, Monkey with a Gun. He has like two or three um, paintball movies from the old days, like the 2000s and everything. And that's
Okay.
where I found my playstyle because they overshot like a lot.
Like crazy? Really?
Uh,
Yeah, I
it's
gotta watch
it's
that then.
it's like I said, 20 BBS per second. It's insane. It's really getting in their face and everything. I watched it when I was sick at home. My I don't know how you call it. You have like four tooths in the back.
Oh, your
Uh,
wisdom teeth?
yeah, my wisdom tooth. I got an operation, a surgery for it. I was
Yeah,
at
yeah.
home. I couldn't do shit. I was in my bed just watching paintball movies, one after another. I was like, yeah, come on.
That's cool.
Okay. Next one is from uh, that is difficult for me to pronounce, man. Heide Bloemas.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I know who that is.
okay. So you will understand the question. Why is he called Tiny? He's not.
Oh.
Why are you
The-
called Tiny?
uh, some of my close friends call me Tiny growing up. It was a nickname growing up.
You wasn't always that tall?
No, no, no.
Oh, damn. Shit. Okay, okay. Next one is from my friend Dams. What is your opinion about forced traits?
Um, I think they're pretty corny,
Yeah.
but like we don't have the technology to prove it. Like it's tough sometimes. Like I think like if somebody's shooting a lane and then you run through it and then shoot the person after, like that should not be a trait. Like he obviously shot you first.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like in the moment where it's like really hard to tell, like if somebody is like running down the field and someone's shooting a certain direction and they turn in the same moment that person crosses the bunker and they shoot and like the player running decides to play on, those are like a lot more difficult to like um determine, you know, like
Yeah,
some
to make the
not
indecision.
yeah, not all trades are forced.
No, no,
And
not at all. But
like it's
uh,
human reaction time.
yeah,
Like his ability to register when a BB left may be different than yours. Like you can't just assume everybody registers the speed of these BBs at the same amount.
no,
Like
indeed.
everyone's different. They view it. They literally view it. Everyone's eyes are literally different. He's a
Yeah,
different person. Like
the one of the things I can say is what I notice over the years is the last especially the last year, and I'm not talking only Pro Series and overall, is what I noticed is people are trying to go to a level where they can, where it actually is too late, but they are still trying. You know, like they are
yeah,
trying to fight with the edge. You
like
know,
they get shot first, but like they're gonna shoot and keep
still,
shooting until that
yeah,
person stops shooting to like
yeah,
let you let
still
like
try.
they try to
Like,
like play it off.
yeah, it's
You're out, bro. Like
yeah.
just get out.
Yeah, you know, if I had it once and the guy saw it, it was on Nations Cup, you know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, it can happen. Eh? If you want to frustrate me, I just don't stop shooting. It's as easy as
Yeah.
we will go out, no problem. I will take the first straight, but I will don't stop shooting.
Yeah.
Um, I hope you remember this one. It's from 187 Ari. It's one
Yep.
of the guys who was with me
Yeah,
for globals.
he was at Globals. Yeah.
Yeah, he has one special question for you.
He's the
Spell,
he's the he's the one that looks like me, man.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, man. He asks, spell decathlon.
Can you say it for the people again?
Decathlon. It's
Decathlon.
decathlon. It was a joke in globals. We went to the Dicks in USA. It's the
Dick's
sports.
for Americans, Dick's Sporting Goods. He's talking about Dick's Sporting Goods
Yeah,
for the
Dicks.
Americans listening. But we call it Dick's.
Yeah, and in Europe we have the same, but it's called decathlon. But when I told it to the guys of ECE, they heard something else. But who
Yeah,
knows?
the
Yeah,
name of the store he's pronouncing is Decathlon.
decathlon,
Decathlon.
decathlon.
Decathlon. Bro, when
Okay.
you first said that, I was like, wait. What are we talking about right now in this room?
Okay, next one. T6 Dread.
Yeah.
How do you get your gun so quiet? I know.
No, you don't know. Um, there is a um suppressor, like there's foam inside my tracer unit. That's the simple answer. Well,
Okay.
it's not just that, bro. It's also like the parts in your gun and like
Yeah.
settings and your PSI.
Yeah,
It's like you have to find a balance.
yeah, it's more than only the suppressor. It's like if you play with an outer barrel alone, or with a handguard, or with this or with that, and you tune it like this, you can get it quiet with the suppressor, but you can get
Yeah,
it more quiet if you fine tune it right.
yeah. It took me like a
So
year to find out all the
yeah,
proper parts.
okay. I had had a silencer, but yeah, you know what happened with it. They took it away on the
Oh, yeah, that's
airport.
right. That's right. You told me.
I still didn't bought another one. Yeah, well, I'm still, yeah, I'm, bro, I'm still
Bro.
hurt, man.
The amount of people that have bought a suppressor after like they ask me about it and then like or like they see me, bro, I better get a cut from that company that's making all these suppressors. I won't name the name of the company yet, but I'm gonna reach out.
Bro,
I better get a percentage.
I was so bad that I lost my suppressor at the airport going to globals. I was asking in extreme everyone, do you have a suppressor? Because when I don't play with a suppressor, or with the BT tracer or something with a bigger tracer that suppress a little bit of your sound, Musha is just shooting and doesn't hear shit on the field because
Maybe you have to shoot less. Maybe that's
yeah,
why you're shooting too
it's
much.
I'm going off the field. I'm telling like my pistol player, bro, when you start talking to me, he's like, bro, you don't hear shit. You shoot too much. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Was
I do it
end
like
of
that.
the conversation was like, okay, maybe you're right.
Yeah,
Next one is from Get Down Crew. Why
yeah.
is competitive speeds of dying on the East Coast?
I don't think competitive airsoft is dying on the East Coast specifically. I think if you're just on the East Coast, you think it's dying because that's all that's around you. But if you ask like anyone in Florida, like there are fields shutting down in Florida, like there are fields shutting down in California, like everywhere it seems like it's pretty slow. But I don't think that's because of like the culture of Speedsoft or anything. Like I just think that like everyone's pretty broke these days,
Yeah,
and financially it's fields are struggling financially across the board as well as like people. Um, so I don't think it's a Speedsoft problem.
no.
I think it's a deeper like economic problem.
Um, what I noticed the first time I went to like SAC, it's Speedsoft is actually in USA. I think is in a big rebuild, and
Yeah, it
especially in
is.
California.
Yep, it's
Um,
everywhere. It is.
yeah, because USA has used to have the biggest Speedsoft league, community, I will say,
Yep.
um, and yeah, it vanished a little bit.
Yeah.
People are getting away, are just getting older and having different um, goals they want to achieve in life, and are taking a step back on airsoft and maybe doing some other things. Yeah, it's all about rebuild.
Yeah.
And on the end, it's all in our hands. If like I'm a
Yeah.
person, I'm always supporting the local shops.
Yes, you have to.
It's support your local, support the people you know who has something. Even if it's small, just go over. If you're there, maybe buy just a drink or something. If you're passing by, just small things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all in our hands. If we don't if you play airsoft, but like we have people like this who are just behind the keyboard and just typing speech of this, speech of that, and but the field is like 20 minutes from their house, but they are never going because they are too lazy
Yeah.
and too busy with typing on their keyboard and saying things on the internet. That's their problem. But
Yeah.
then it's not the problem of the Speedsoft community, it's a problem of the people who are not willing to put in the work.
Yeah. I
And
think yeah, that's another thing. Is like I think players get into Speedsoft thinking it's easier than it is. And I think that when people don't see results that they think they deserve, they
yeah,
start dying out a little bit and they're like, "Oh, I should be winning. Like
yeah.
I'm here practicing every week and all this stuff." It's like, "Yeah, but how much are you like you're here playing, like you're doing open play and stuff, but like are you like practicing? Like are you doing drills? Like what kind of conversations are your teams having outside of the field?"
How
And
much work are you actually putting in?
yeah, like you know? And then another thing is like I think Americans take speeds off for granted because you can play at such a young age that when you play overseas in Europe, like it's grown men. Like you have to be 18. Some countries you need a permit. Like they don't take it for granted. Like they work hard jobs and then they come and play and they want
Yeah.
to get their money's worth, you know. They waited a long time to play, so they're gonna take advantage of it. But in America, I feel like you're a kid or you're like in high school and stuff and your parents buying all the stuff for you and then they're dropping you off at the field, like you don't care about it as much as someone who, you know, bought every piece from their gun themselves and then built it and then paid for time to train and
Yeah.
found people and you built it from the ground, like everything you built from the ground up. Like you didn't skip no steps. I think
Mhm.
that changes a lot of things.
And like one of the biggest things I can also say is people are always easier to say something than to do something.
Yeah.
Like, as you know, I started this podcast with one big reason to get athletes, give athletes, give big leaders, give brands, formats, every small thing, everyone who has something to do with Speedsoft, a platform to do their story and to have a chat with me
Yeah.
about all specific things.
Yep.
All these questions I have is from maybe friends of you, from guys in Speedsoft, but all these people want to know something, and all the listeners are enjoying this conversation between us, just getting to know you better. Who is behind the mask?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, for real. I appreciate you doing this, man. It's really important to the community and you know, I think it's important to hear more people speak, you know.
like, the thing is, I started with the vlogging and everything. I tried to
Yep.
to do the demo stuff like he used to do, but it's not my thing. As you know, when you see me, we always have a big chat. We always love to chat with each other.
Yep. Yep.
Everywhere I am, if it's in USA, if it's in Spain, in France, in Germany, and Holland, it doesn't matter where I am. If I can chat with someone, I will always do it, and I will always. I'm like tape. I always stick too long. And
Yeah.
you can ask every one of my team. You can ask my fiance.
Yep.
People get mad at me for sticking too long at one place. I'm talking
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
much. Like
Yeah.
when we left at Nations Cup, Marshall was with me and I was, yeah, wait, I first gonna say goodbye to Tristan. Ah, shit, where's Jake? Oh, where's
Yeah.
Beaver?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Matty Ice?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't gonna see them again for a long time,
Yeah.
so I need to say,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
it's, yeah, I love
I
to
get it,
chat.
bro. I'm the same
So,
way.
okay, next one. Oh, say, how does
Oh
it feel?
God. Is this going to be a crazy question?
It's a good one. To be
All right.
honest, it's when I saw this one, I was like, yeah, it's a nice one. How does it feel after you and TJ predictions on this year globals came true by 100%?
It felt validating that we can actually accomplish what we knew we could have.
Yeah,
Um, like I said, it's important to set a goal and work for it. Don't just say you want something and then just get upset when it doesn't happen.
yeah.
You know, when you really, really work for something and you really want it, it will happen.
It's
You just got to get it. Like no one's stopping you but you from
no,
doing it.
it's always easy to say I can or I could, but
Yeah.
it's not that easy to say I did or
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So still, you said the
Yeah.
predictions.
Yeah. We had
Unlucky
a
you couldn't
we
bet on it, but
yeah. Yeah, we had a big chip on our shoulder from last year. Like
yeah,
we wanted to win Nations Cup and we wanted to win globals
yeah,
and like win both S tier events for the
yeah.
year.
And
We were like, we're like, no one's gonna stop us from doing it.
no, the only one who's stopping you is yourself.
Yep.
So, next one, Kobe clock.
Okay, yep.
Why it bounced like that?
Bro, Kobe's a freaky ass white boy. He needs to shut the hell up. He's sick, bro. Tell
I don't know, man. I'm just reading the questions.
freaky ass boy. Next question.
Okay. it's the last one. Sign. How need to say it? I wrote down. I gonna check on Instagram in a minute. If I had some more, I gonna check. Nope. Okay, this was all the question. The last one is from the one and only Matty Ice.
Dog.
On the West Coast, player-wise, who could you call your rival or nemesis?
On the West Coast,
Yeah, on the West Coast, and maybe take global too.
um, I don't like honestly, I really don't feel like me personally, like the other team can feel different. I don't know how they feel about this question, but like I don't feel like I have rivals or like anything. Like I have opponents that I have to like play against and like study against and stuff, but like um
Just take it not as a rival, take it as a nemesis, someone you're always fighting with, where it's like it can go both ways.
mm, I don't know.
It's a difficult one. If you have to
Yeah,
think about it, it's difficult.
I don't know. Like there's like a lot of teams we play against that I wouldn't say we're rivals, but the games are always interesting.
Yeah,
Like when I think of stuff like that, and it's no offense to like American players, but it's just like how I've seen it when we play. It's like a lot of them are like European teams. Like Terra Knights, I always know is a game that's gonna go to like the last minute. Is like it's always gonna go down to the last minute. Saviors, like we always play Saviors, and like we still haven't beaten Saviors yet.
yeah.
Um, every time we play you guys, it's tough. Like, who else? One team that gave us problems in the US, like Tacos gave us problems, like obviously. Like, Murder Inc. isn't like a rival to us. Like, I don't see them as like like we always end up playing them in the finals for the East. So
Yeah.
it's like that's always a game that like we're gonna like no matter what we know that's gonna happen. But I don't consider them rivals. Um, and like, yeah, I don't really like consider like teams rivals in like a bad way. Like, I just know like from a captain standpoint, like a player standpoint, there's certain teams to like look out for and that we have to plan properly for.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't have any like hate or
And
like bad. I don't have any hate or like bad energy towards like any player or
no,
like
no,
team
no,
or
no.
anything. But I just know
Um,
there's gonna be some hard games depending
let
on the
me
team.
let me say it like this: if you played a lot of tournaments this year, if you can name one nemesis, so one person you fought a lot this season, where you had a hard time with, doesn't matter, Europe, USA, just take it globally.
One player that gave me problems.
And not as a rival, just like a nemesis
Yeah.
where it was always both ways, or just having giving you a hard time. Like you are in your zone, but once he locked in on you, you didn't know what you know what to do, of course, but it's like, oh damn, he's here again.
One player that comes to mind is like cringe. When I play cringe, I like playing cringe.
Yeah,
Is because he's pretty dynamic
very
and
dynamic.
um he's accurate as hell. And he's very smart. Like Cringe's IQ and like his game sense is so high that like I know if I'm gonna play against this team, like I'm gonna have to try as hard as I can
Yeah,
because I know they are too. You know, like Sabres is a really good team.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
whenever like on the field, like I always like gauge um like when I'm at my bunker, sometimes like I'll gunfight my mirror position and kind of like gauge how good this player is. Um, and me and Cringe don't usually play at the mirrors often, but like he's a player that is like really good. I know like there's gonna be some issues playing Cringe, and that's why like I love that. I love and hate that because we play on the same country team. So I
Yeah.
know when we get together,
Okay. Finally.
it's like thank God, you know, I finally have I got somebody that I know. Like if we team up, it's gonna be a problem for everyone else.
Yeah.
Um, there's yeah, I would say cringe is like one player that like I really enjoy playing against.
Yeah. It's
Um, it's a good one. And
yeah. It's a
then
very good one because, like you said, Cringe is a very dynamic and explosive player. He's
yeah,
also obsessed by his accuracy and
yeah,
the game
yeah,
and overall. Yeah,
yeah,
Cringe is one a hell of a player. So
yeah. Because there's certain players like to be a really good player, you need three things. You need the mental fortitude, you need the gun skill, and you need the athleticism.
yeah,
If you're missing one of those three things, like obviously you can name more things, but usually it ends up in those three categories when you think about like the great players that play the
yeah,
game. Like Cringe has all three of those things. So you know like he's gonna either outthink you, outshoot you, or outmove you. And
yeah.
it's like, all right, like I gotta really focus when I'm playing.
Hmm. That's a very good answer, man. Yeah, all my questions are done. First of all, do you want to give any shout outs?
Yeah.
Um,
I want to give a
the
shout out to my sponsors.
yeah,
Um,
camera
first
is
and
yours,
for
man.
yeah, first and foremost, no matter what, like shout out Extreme Airsoft. Greatest field and airsoft facility on planet Earth. I don't care what anyone says, and it's no disrespect to any other fields. Like that's just how I feel. I've been to a few different other places, and there's nothing like extreme airsoft to me. Um, shout out Carbon. They, in my opinion, make the best masks that I've used. I really, yep, right there. Love Carbon's masks. We rocked Carbon jerseys and pants for Nations Cup, and they make some good uniforms too. Shout out Vatios. Um, shout out, what he's done for us. He made our global jersey and stuff like that, and those uniforms came out crazy. He's always like working with us. We're always talking to him. So shout out Trick from Vatios, Walker from Carbon, and then Danielle and Lenny from Extreme. Shout out Transfuse. Um, they just make like one of the best like supplements for
Yeah,
replenishing after like games. Like all the Europeans came over and they were like, "You guys got Transfuse here? Like, do you have enough for us?" And we had like a whole section of Transfuse for them. Um, so shout out Transfuse, sure, and shout out Monk. Shout out Monk Customs, man. They changed the game for builds really when it came to like how people shot pistols and the adapters that came with pistols and the builds, the bodies, the grips, like all the stuff they did to change the game. Like shout out Monk. Those are the five sponsors. Shout out ECE, Team USA, and shout out you, man, for doing this
thanks, man.
podcast and doing all this. We just had a really long talk. And
Yeah, we had a good
thank
talk,
you for
but
wearing an ECE
yeah,
sweater. I
I
noticed that,
definitely
bro.
I was like, I need to wear a drip. I have a lot of
The
drip over
drip,
here.
a lot
The
of drip,
drip.
bro. The drip,
I
man.
have the hoodie for a reason. So I need to
The-
be with my guests. So
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, shout
uh,
out you, man.
no problem. It was a pleasure having you, man.
Thank you.
We had a very long chat, but an amazing and lovely chat.
Yeah,
We went over some specific topics, and yeah, we just can keep talking.
bro. I could talk forever, bro.
And especially over
We get,
airsoft, it's insane.
yeah. We're gonna have
It's
to do another podcast later on.
yeah,
You
of
just
course,
invite
of
me back and
course.
we'll talk about some more stuff.
We can have more, many more, man. I'm not.
Perfect.
I want to be consistent with this one, and
Yeah,
I really want to give everyone an opportunity to show the people who you are. Like from an outstander seeing you on the field, you're always locked in. So it's sometimes difficult to see who you really are behind the mask.
yeah,
And I know you for already a good amount of time, like 1 year. Um, uh, I saw you in USA a couple of times. I saw you Pro Series. We had good chats, nations, everything.
Yeah.
You are a kind person. You are a person who has a lot of love for the sport, who's willing to put a lot of work and yeah, just grow the community and grow airsoft and globally.
Yeah.
But not everyone sees this, and it's with a lot of people. Like for me too, sometimes people will think, am I speaking? I will be arrogant, but on the end, I'm just a person who will
Yeah.
say it like it is. I'm not gonna make it sweet for you or for another one if I have problems or this or that. I'm gonna speak to you impersonally, and I'm gonna say it like it is. And good friends afterwards, but I want to have the chat between us, and that's just how it is.
Yep.
And yeah, we have so much great guys who have crazy stories about airsoft. Like, bro, come on, it's your second time, second year playing. You won two S tier events in 1 year for your second year, bro.
Yeah.
It's a big accomplishment.
Yeah. Thanks,
So,
man.
I
A lot
think,
more. A lot more.
yeah, if yeah, Nations Cup not because Belgium is going to get the third star. Sorry, man.
We'll see,
Sorry, we
bro.
will see. We will see.
We'll see.
We will see. We will speak on
Listen,
globals
I'm
again.
just getting
On Nations
better.
Cup.
I'm just getting better.
You're getting better.
I'm just getting
I'm,
better, bro.
bro. I still have a lot of potential in me. I'm still 23. You
I
know,
know.
I'm still 23.
I know. I'm
So,
25.
so no,
We're
I
gonna be
was.
coaching against each other after we're retired.
I'm gonna stick in this game, man. For real, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stick here.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's we had a very long conversation. Right now it's
It's almost
11:52.
yeah, it's almost 6 over here.
Oh
18
damn!
1800.
I'm gonna end this conversation and go
All right,
straight to
bro.
bed. I think, man.
Yeah, you should.
Tristan, again, it was lovely to have you here. I hope to see you soon.
Yes,
Enjoy
same.
your holidays.
Yes. Be safe.
Have a blessed and good New Year's. And I hope to see you soon in Pro
Yeah, man.
Series 1 in
Yep.
February. So make sure you're ready because you saw the roster. We're
Yep.
not done. So
All
be
right.
prepared. Be prepared,
All
man.
right. I'm always
Uh,
ready.
you're always ready. Okay, guys. See you next time. In the next episode, we have a next banger. I'm not gonna spill anything. You will see on Instagram. One last thing, Abstract. Where can the people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at tris.abstract, abstract with a K. And that's really like the main place anybody can find me. There's like some footage of me playing. My personal Instagram accidentally turned into like an airsoft page. I just like got too deep into the airsoft world to where it was like too late at that point. Um,
Airsoft took over.
yeah, it really did. But you can find me at tris.abstract Instagram. You can follow the team page, East Coast Energy on Instagram. And then my home field, Extreme Airsoft on Instagram as well. You can follow them, check them out.
And I can assure you guys, Tristan said it, but it's definitely one of the best facilities ever in
Nice.
the
Online
whole.
online store, Extreme Airsoft
Yeah, it's
dot
insane.
RI.
It's
Go to their
crazy.
website. So many anything you want in Airsoft,
Anything you
Speedsoft,
want.
not even just
Yeah.
Speedsoft, Milsim, anything you're looking for in a store, we got it. Just go online,
Yeah.
check it out.
Guys, see you in the next episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. For everyone who is going to holiday season, have a blessed holidays, and New
Yeah.
Year's is still coming, but we will have one last episode before New Year's, I think. So, guys,
Dope.
see you in the next time.
Thank you
Ciao,
guys. Peace.
ciao.